We're here. It's us. We're live. We're live on the internet. Jess Sterling is live with us. Hi, Jess.
Yes.
Yeah, Jess.
How exciting.
Yay.
Live.
Um, yeah, we're like hanging out. We're catching up. We're chatting about stuff. How is everybody? Everybody's been having a good week since last we met.
Yeah, we're good. Eye is all good. Got 12 hours of sleep last night. We're golden. I'm feeling good.
Jealous.
That's fantastic. I want the 12 hours of sleep tonight. I've been running like a little ragged this last week. I like tweaked out my back this weekend and I'm like all messed up. My whole like shoulder's been screwed up. I'm wearing like this crazy harness and in like a meaningful amount of pain right now. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm like really looking forward to like
Really
maybe,
just like
sleeping
dropping
today.
the info on us.
Yeah,
here.
that
It's
was
just
very casual.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
I-
Just
But
I
let's go live
definitely-
on the internet. Let's just do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, let's. I used a different adjective than tremendous. I don't think I said tremendous, but if I was, I would have definitely be whining and crying
meaningful.
even more. Yeah, yeah.
I will
Which-
say,
That one's my favorite.
Rich Tremendous is a fantastic wrestler name. Like, if
Oh,
you,
no joke. Yeah,
Yeah, you just kind of walk in with your thumbs under your brace and kind of do
yeah.
like
Under my shoulder brace. Is that? That's not it. No.
If you ever get on the wrestling rap, they'll make your rapsler. That's it. It's tremendous.
A rapsler. Rich Tremendous. Okay, I don't know what you've walked into. I'll try to keep that one in mind. Rich Tremendous. Oh God, it's gonna be a fun night. Cool. Yeah, we're back. Dragonfly. I have been thinking a lot about this since last week. It's been like a really pretty eventful week here. We didn't have Firelight Tales last night. We had like an interesting Kings of Neon without you on Sunday, Taylor. But last week, right after Dragonfly, we did the Wand Offs, which feels like 1,000 years ago, but was like legit like less than a week. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's been a really long time since we've played.
It's been a
Less
minute.
than a week ago. Wow.
We're excited. I'm excited to have Taylor back. Excited to maybe do some plane hopping with our.
Portals.
With our Horizon Walker, we got a Ranger
Yeah.
trade. Yep. I guess, yeah. Is there anything like major that we need to go over? Is there anything like relevant that happened in the world that we should like make note of before we press on?
Survivor tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting, and I'm like considering running games on Wednesday nights, and then I'm like, no. The time is gone.
Survivor night is back.
It's
I
pretty
know.
funny that that's like basically the reason we're all friends.
Yeah.
In a very long tangential way, yes.
Yeah, for anybody who's like wandered in here, it is a very fascinating like origin story that we all have. But fundamentally, yes, that show is still on, and we were all like brought together by enough of an affection for it that we all sort of found the podcast that brought us together. And it's a good podcast. You should go check it out. Postshowrecaps.com. Go check out the Patreon.com/post-show recaps and sign up to play D&D with all of us. Always be plugging. I learned from good mentors. Yeah.
Hey, well, if you're always going to be plugging, I mean, just mention like you're on the Twitch. Click the follow button.
Yeah.
Right? Or the
Yeah.
subscribe button. If you got
the
Amazon
same.
Prime, you get a free month. Give it to Rich. Give it
Yeah.
to TM Philly. It's okay. I'll shill for you, so you do not have to shill for yourself, Rich Tremendous. He does a tremendous product, and we if you're here, if you're enjoying this, we want to hang out with you. So like, click the follow and notify and all those things, and then you can come hang out with us.
Yeah, have friends that like hype you like Troy hypes me. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff. I do really appreciate it. I do this full time, and every little bit helps. Just you guys like hanging out in the chat, following the channel, like kicking the Twitch subs. Like, it's a big deal for me. It means the world to me. So yeah, listen to Troy.
Hey.
Hey.
Do the thing.
Yeah, what do we got? We don't have any like crazy bookkeeping here, right? We dealt with like a lot of stuff last time. Is there anything we should tell Taylor before we press on? Did we give Lux any like random magic items while she
I
was
was
not
going to
here?
ask that question. Were there any magic items that did not get assigned / that Lux would have an interest in? We got
I
a
also
couple
don't
rings
wanna-
of jumping floating around.
Mm-hmm.
Reg would be
Ooh.
interested in taking one, if unless anyone else feels strongly about them. But
I mean, I could if like nobody else wants them, but I just got Misty Step, so
Oh.
I feel good about kind of bouncing places. But
About kind of bouncing places.
Lux has a bouncy personality, so bouncy personality.
Yeah.
Sure.
sure,
Yeah, let me just stick with that. I put myself in that situation, so let's just stay there.
I mean, it's an appropriate moniker. I don't think that like you're incorrect. I think Lux is pretty bouncy.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
gummy
yeah.
bears energy.
Wow, that's a callback.
That
might It be too is.
old for Taylor.
Oh
It
no,
probably
no, it
is. She's
old.
definitely seen it in
absolutely not
reruns,
too old.
though.
No, it is not. No,
They had the
it's
little
not.
healing potions, right? Remember, they had those little like red healing potions, the little tiny things, and they would drink it and then get all like crazy bouncy and like go full Tigger. It was a whole scene. That
Oh
could
my
be its
goodness.
own like D&D campaign right there. All right, so
Gummy-
Ring of Jumping, going to Bouncy Lux, or are we keeping it with like the Leaping Hippo?
Go to Bouncing Lux, definitely.
Okay.
Well,
Get the-
did you
get
say
the
there were
rings.
There's
two?
two.
Did Rhea have one or not? I
No.
had a note that she did.
No,
Okay.
everyone just assumes that I have every ring, but I don't. I
Rhea and
have
the 10
ring of
rings.
feather falling, and then Rhea and the 10 rings. And then at some point, like I offered up the the spectral whale to anybody who wanted it, but then I think I ended up having it when we shot Gump in the butt. So I mean, I have it, but anybody else is welcome to that ring. I'm not just like hoarding rings over here.
All right, let's try out me and Lux and see how this goes. We can always change
Okay.
our minds later.
And just a
Love
point
it.
of reference for you, Lux, as a bonus action, you could cast Jump on yourself, unlimited uses per day. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna do so many like air like trick shots. This is
Yeah.
gonna be great. I love
That's what
it.
I'm talking about. It's the
Heck
good
yeah.
stuff. Okay, Rings of Jumping assigned. So, any major questions? Anything else?
Mm-mm.
I did some like backstory doc thinking today and like made some notes in my bio sheet and stuff. So that was fun. I was very like inspired by last week.
Yeah, I love to hear that. That's cool. We like talked about this a bunch, right? But I wanted to start off like we didn't quite start in media res for anybody who's like just kind of coming in now. But we picked up with the crew having been assigned to the ship. We didn't do the whole like everybody meets and like launches together. It could be so awkward at the beginning of a campaign when people are just like getting to know the characters, getting to know each other. We're like finding a vibe. But we do all I think have like a notion of like looking backwards as we move forward. So it's exciting to like hear stuff like that is happening. I'm hype, Melissa. Quit hype.
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah.
Hype.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Whip, whip,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Woof, woof.
whip, whoop.
It feels like an inevitable emoji once I get my stuff together and get some in the channel. That being said, I guess as we pick back up tonight, the camera opens on the inky blanket of space, the dancing stars, their myriad of colors, pulsing and vibrating and shining into the void that is space. And I think as the camera kind of pans, taking in the like sort of shifting and endless horizon, we begin to take in this cluster of asteroids moving, synchronized with one another, trailing in this kind of clockwise orbit as we take in the Decidium spiral where we left the Dragonfly and our intrepid crew of adventurers last week. The Decidium spiral, now this sort of massive asteroid field of moon-sized hefts of rock and stone that have ripped themselves apart from the central planet, a planet which once housed the great library of the known worlds. 1,000 years ago, perhaps even longer, there was an attempt by the known worlds to gather the information that they had and store and collect it in a kind of central repository of knowledge, the great library, as it were, and an attack by rebel forces, an alliance of individuals from 23 separate planets unified together to strike that institution, shattering it, and destroying with it any hopes of a centralized government or authority that might come out of the collection of such information. This attack on the world was so catastrophic that in the 1,000 years since, as it continues revolving and rotating its course through the stars, the planet itself has begun to rip itself apart. And these huge asteroids trailing around it in this orbit are in fact pieces of the world that have torn themselves off. As the Dragonfly made their way for this dangerous field of rock and stone hurtling through space, they were fleeing an individual called Occam the Builder. And Lux, incredible pilot though she may be, as soon as they began to kind of make contact with this asteroid field, realized that the challenge of driving through it would be nigh insurmountable. Unfortunately for them, it was at that point that a mysterious rider emerged from the ether on the back of what could only be described as a dragon horse, a man in like shining silver armor who told you that he was an outrider for a local community, a place called Bridge, and against his better judgment, he led you there, inside the cavern of one of these kind of moon-sized asteroids. You flew, landing the Dragonfly, and Martin would escort you through what could only be described as an illusory wall into a sprawling community of people therein, where you were introduced to their leader, a woman named Mati, a changeling. And she spoke with you for some time about Bridge, about its origin, about why it is called what it is, and about her fears, concerns, and hopes as the leader of this place. Ultimately, she revealed that there's a portal here to the ethereal plane, and that the ethereal plane is perhaps the only way that the group of you might be able to traverse between this asteroid and the surface of the world. That if you intend to explore the remnants of the library, that transit through that place would be your safest option. And she could assist you with that, with the help of the dragon horses. But she made a request in turn, something you could do for her and for the people of Bridge to perhaps build trust between your crew and their community. And that was to retrieve the sap of a very rare flower, a flower called a chrono lily, the sap of which has incredible arcane properties and is used in a series of rituals, both to look back, to reflect on the events of the past, and to look forward and gain insight into the choices we make today and how they may affect the course of events yet to come. Rhea, of course, an expert on such things, knew exactly what this chrono lily was able to describe it to you. And so the group of you who met with her agreed that you would speak to the rest of your crew members, that you would undertake this mission to retrieve this exotic time sap, and that you would travel through the ethereal realm to see if you could make it to the library itself. And so she kind of showed you around the place, brought you to a local drinking hole, sort of restaurant. You met a great deal of like the citizens. And after a night of drinking and kind of conversation with Mati, I imagine that we come back to the group of you making your way back to the Dragonfly to talk to the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that Lux, like you still in the ship along with old Ben and Sharp Jumper and Seed the talking plant and the Badman and Jeffrey and Yana and Asturias. you see your friends like emerge from the back of this kind of rock cavern, walking through this illusory wall. And there are these three individuals from Bridge that have just been kind of sitting watching the ship since you landed. Sentries, guards, lookouts. They've made no like aggressive moves. They talk amongst each other quietly. They sort of acknowledge as Rhea, Doc, the professor, and Jake make their way in. And the group of you can like return back up onto the ship where everyone is waiting.
So, quick question.
Sure.
Would Lux, if she would have like done her detect portals, would she have pinged the portal?
If Lux would have attempted to detect portals since coming here, yes, she would immediately detect a portal to another plane of existence.
All right, so I think that Lux is eagerly awaiting your guys' return and is like back to the bouncing. I think she's kind of like near shaking, like waiting for you guys, and like she's probably been bothering like these sentries that have been waiting outside, like asking them all sorts of random questions, talking about how great their ship is, etc., etc. But yeah, I think as you guys approach, she's like, what'd you guys find?
Is this at night after we've been drinking?
Yeah, I think this is definitely still. We're coming back to the ship to sleep. No question.
Yeah, you've been drinking the mycelium brew and the blue moon wine and the various kinds of intoxicants that were available in Bridge.
Amazing.
We saw a dog, but he said he wasn't going to listen to us. So
A dog?
yeah, moon dog.
Anything else?
Lux. We found it. And it's very exciting. And oh my God, we found a portal. Don't tell anybody. We found it. And we're going to send it through. It's going to be very exciting.
We're gonna go. Okay.
I've had white wine, and I've had red wine. I have never had blue moon wine. Oh, hi, Lux. Hello.
Yeah.
Are you guys like totally drunk right now?
Yeah. That did happen.
Oh, yeah.
But oh my
No.
God. And there was this dog, and there was this changeling, and we gotta go.
Oh.
It's gonna be so cool. You're gonna love it.
Now?
I'm so excited. Oh, but you guys totally have to like go to bed.
Well, it is a choice that one has, I believe. Yes. Would you prefer that we stay up all night?
No.
I could stay up
no.
all night. Yeah.
No,
Let's stay up
no,
all night.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. You guys need to go
All
to bed
night.
right now.
All
You
night.
guys need to
All
know.
One time I
No,
burnt
all of
down
you, hush.
Bridge.
You're drunk. I'm in charge now. You need to go to bed and you need to get up early so we can go to the portal. I've waited this long. I can wait a little bit longer, but you need to go to bed. And that's it.
Yeah.
I've never heard her speak so sternly like that before. I'd probably listen.
I don't think we have much choice but to listen when Lux speaks. But it does make, yes, bed.
Why didn't you eat
is-
something? I don't know who makes food on the ship.
Do you still have cheese? I could eat.
Yeah, cheese.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we've
I like
absolutely
cheese.
got some cheese.
There you go.
And
I'll
Lady,
go
can we
slice some up. No,
put
don't
the
touch it,
cheese,
Sharp
like-
Jumper.
some sort of like some starchy root vegetable, and then like maybe like a salty, like meaty substance. Like I think all of that together would be exactly what I want right now.
I've heard of a taco. Is that a possibility to acquire?
What?
I know what those are.
A
I had those. My parents took me to a place once that had tacos.
How does one get a taco?
I do not know.
Back on Hueroto, I had a friend named Taco. He was a great fella.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Taco.
Did you make friends with Taco?
Did
we made friends. Unfortunately,
That's
that
rich.
was back in the days of my youth, and he didn't survive the ghost hazing ritual that happened out there. He died a terrible death as a young kobold, but nonetheless, I'll never forget him.
Cool.
I'll go get that
Jack is
cheese.
gonna watch this tomorrow. He's so concerned.
Poor Taco. Oh no.
Things happen, you know.
Professor, why don't you go to bed? Come on.
I have hands.
Yes. They're great. And you cast like magic and stuff. It's really cool. Why don't you go lay down?
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yep.
Good night.
Rhea falls flat on her face.
Doc has done the thing where she like wanders into the kitchen and she is taking everything out and like putting everything on the table. And we are gonna make this like elaborate food, and she's just like talking a mile a minute, and then it's like suddenly she's like, and then like, I don't think I feel so good.
Just not on the ship. Just over the side. Please.
I think
Rhea,
Ben-
like
Yeah, I'm good. Sleep on the floor.
you sleeping.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very cold and I like it.
Okay. Here,
Yeah.
have a blankie. I think Lux like goes and grabs like a blanket from like
It won't
the-
fit at all. It'll be so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Rhea's
she
like-
chooses to put it like around your feet.
Great.
Yeah. Bottom half.
It's fantastic. The blanket's like up to Rhea's hips. We like see Lux in the background, like tucking Rhea into the half blanket as like old Ben is trying to keep Sharp Jumper from touching all the food with this poisonous excreting skin.
Yeah.
And we fade to black. And I think that the camera like opens back up to a hungover crew the next day. You all certainly have had a long rest, though it may not feel like it.
Is there a bell on the ship?
Of course.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
so mean.
you guys
Obviously.
Wake up with your splitting headache and Lux being like, everybody get up! Wake up! It's time to get up! Ding, 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 ding.
Why do we have a bell? Who installed that?
Just for this purpose.
Mm,
It's time to go through portals. Get up.
Yeah. I gotta pray first.
All right, pray.
There's a porcelain god I gotta pray to too.
Ben, we need some breakfast.
I could eat.
Wait, have I been officially positioned as the cook? Is that what's
Well-
happening here?
Is it now? I hope this isn't offensive, but is it safe to say that you're the oldest one on this ship?
Most assuredly, there's no doubt there.
Then you've got to know how to cook better than all of us.
I'm
been
not
alive
sure
for
if that
way
logic
longer.
tracks, but sure.
Yeah, it totally does.
All right.
My grandparents had the best food, and it's definitely because they were older than everybody else.
Yeah, old
All
people
right.
make food.
Yes.
I think Ben's like, I'll get right on it. And he
Thank
kinda, like,
you.
flies into the back, at which point you hear like the clattering of kind of like pots and pans, you know, kind of like the badman's like, be careful with that fire. Whoa, easy. You know, it's like Ben is like firing up some kind of small portable flaming device to like cook food. Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just one question. I think Reginald shouts from like his area, his like room where he's studying. Do we anticipate more? Shall I prepare more damage? More? I'm making choices. It is difficult at this time of day.
Well, what do you guys know what's in the portal? Because all I know is that there's a portal.
Spiders. We think you heard.
Spiders?
A big plant.
Spiders?
Perhaps.
Well, maybe like half and half. Or like 70-30.
Oh, math.
I think amidst all the yelling and the clattering of the pans, we see just like Jake's shell in the cargo thing, just like just clenching a little bit like tighter, you know what I mean? It's like he's pulling the proverbial pillow up over his head. You know?
Yeah.
All right. I'm I'm as presentable as I believe that I Could be today. Good morning. Hello to
Good
everyone.
morning. You look great, Professor. Don't even worry about it. Doc, are you okay?
I have not changed clothes.
Can we just like
What?
turn down the volume just a tad? Like just.
That's not something I can do because it's a permanent part of my personality.
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah.
I think you could have inspiration for that. I think that was very that was very funny, and you should have inspiration probably. I think that it's
Yeah.
like at this point that like Ben is like kind of flying in with a plate, like heaping with like strange eggs and mushrooms, and of course lots of shark meat, and he's like, I can totally relate. I understand. Believe me. Here you go. There's some food though.
Where are those eggs from, Ben?
I think he like points, and we just see Sharp Jumper like standing.
Rhea like takes it and just like puts them in the garbage, like just those eggs.
I think he's just like standing by Ben, like.
I appreciate it, but I would
Yeah.
rather not, die this morning.
Ben, let's not cook the poisonous eggs from our friend, please.
Yeah. No.
How did you cook? Do you know what? I don't care.
What's good for more eggs are good for the morning, not poisonous eggs. And bacon. Bacon's good.
And also like not the afternoon or the evening.
He's just like,
yeah, no, that's
he's just like nodding,
Yeah.
taking it all in. Yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine. We'll yeah, we'll figure it out. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like you guys like found like food inside, right, or in the thing. Okay.
There was probably food there too.
Yeah, we'll get like some like pastries or something,
And, like,
soak up the. You all need to
Very
hydrate.
weird
Make
pastries.
sure you're hydrating. Drink a lot of water, please.
Did we meet someone named Yak last night, or did I just make that up?
No, that's what Doc
Yeah?
did.
Oh, let's see. Oh, they are
But
quite
yeah.
welcoming, Lux. They seem to have reason to find us suspicious because they have secrets to maintain. But nevertheless, as do we of they, but we appear to have made good friends or acquaintances at the very least. It is a rather quite developed civilization for the nature of things.
Yeah, they live in an asteroid. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Gotta
One
keep
of you said
our
that there was like a
wits
chain,
about
another
us.
what? They
Our wits. We gotta keep them around.
That's normal.
Or yeah. Right?
Okay.
Our what?
Our
Yeah,
wits
what?
about us?
Our wits?
Didn't I say that?
Our
Is that
wits?
not? That's what I said, right? Wits.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're fine, Doc. Don't even worry about it. You don't have to talk. It's okay. Just nobody not on the ship. When we get outside, you do all you want. Just please don't throw up on my ship.
I think like the professor's gonna just like take a moment to like look over Doc and see if she is somehow under the influence of some sort of like magical effect or like curse or something. The very notion of her maybe possibly not having her wits about her.
Make an Arcana check.
Mhm.
It's definitely not a medicine check.
Ooh. Dang.
I think he's looking down the snout of his elongated face through the pince-nez glasses and attempting to just to ascertain any sort of arcane signature or magical effect.
Who's answering this? You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like she's free of any sort of like major enchantments or anything that you might expect. Yeah.
Point.
That's just Doc, Reg. You know, yesterday she yelled at someone for letting us go see their community. So, you know, this is just Doc. No, I get it. I get it. We don't need to.
I just
bring
wanted
it
to
up
be
again.
sure. We are in a new place with unfamiliar people. We wake up, and I know not all of us are perhaps morning people, though what does that mean in space anyway? I just was concerned, but I'm glad to see she is as well as one could be.
That a hiccup or?
I believe that was enthusiastic affirmation.
Great.
But also, yes, it appears. Perhaps I should scare you later. Please remind me. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that like Sharp Jumper is just kind of like watching all of you, and it's just like yeah, you all are you're gonna go into a portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at least one of us is. Not that we could stop her.
Nope.
I just I'm very grateful for the ride and the liberation
Yeah.
from the cage. I don't know if I should go with you or if I have to do anything here to earn my keep.
No. Nope. You're good.
Are you asking us if you are required to put yourself in harm's way in order to maintain passage aboard our ship?
I mean, more just offering to do that in case. I mean, if you need me to.
Yeah. What kind of skills you got? You ever fought before? You're poison. Yeah, poison skin and hands. Yeah.
Yep. It's the poison, the eggs. I think he like points to Ben, who we see just like kind of turn looking up. He's like, I think he just kind of like shrugs like Maggie. He's like, I had a really dramatic fight the one time, right? But you know, I mean, I lost. I ended up in that cage. So I think he's.
But so did Yana, and they are a formidable fighter. So.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps they should come with us today. No? Where are they?
Oh, I'm over here. This is my bad Yana impression.
That's good.
I'm fascinated by the fellow with the cat and the vomiting, and it's quite a lot. And I think the badman is like just standing across from Yana, like staring at him.
Don't throw up right now. No puking cats right now. Doc
can't
handle that.
Because if you throw up, then no.
Yeah, then Doc's gonna throw up, and it's really not gonna be good.
Oh no, I'm definitely not.
Okay, good. Yeah, you keep staring and having a good time over there. Did you guys mention another changeling, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that happened. Like a bunch.
There's a lot of them?
There's like none.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good
It is
amount.
somewhere between 1 and infinite.
Wow, okay. That could be a very big number.
I guess we didn't take an inventory. But there's the one, Mati, who like runs this whole thing. She's a changeling. I think her nephew might be a changeling. I don't know. And then we met some more at the bar.
Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matty and Martin?
And then Martin is her nephew. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I've always wondered. No, never mind.
What have you wondered, Professor?
No, many things.
Yeah, right.
Shall save it for another time.
Maybe
You're very interested in changelings, Lex.
Well, I mean, I mean now.
I mean, I'm very interested in turtles, obviously. So.
Well, no, I've been thinking about it ever since that stupid butt face gotten all up in my business and exposed me.
I'm
and
sorry. What?
that guy that like is chasing us now. That I stole the plant from, and that we like freed Yana and
butt face. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, butt
Yes,
face.
one of many people we have disturbed and put on our tail.
Well, somehow he saw through this. She like gestures to herself. And I hope like nobody's like I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's not like I don't feel like I can be myself around you guys. So certainly I can. I haven't done it like my whole life, and like my parents like like trained me like to look different in different places because then we wouldn't like get like hurt or anything, and like it would just be easier to talk to people and like trade and stuff and like yeah, I mean Doc, and I grew like up together and we're like the same.
Apologies. Excuse. In what way do you believe that you are the same?
Like this, and I think she like drops her like half elven, and she like has this kind of her like short, like reddish hair like it like grows much longer and turns white, and she has like this pale skin, her white eyes, like elven like ears, and she has all over her body these constellation like sort of tattoos. And she kind of like just like stands there like gesturing to herself, like shrugging.
I think Ben just is like, by the twin moons of Cerelia, you're a changeling.
Yep.
Wow. But,
Doc, did you know about this?
Yeah, I've known Lux my entire life.
Yeah. I just like my parents took me out a lot, and
my parents were dead, so I went with them.
Your and Rhea, did you know as well? Am I?
Yeah, no, I had no idea. No.
And
I mean,
I got exposed, and screw that big butt face, because now I'm not afraid, and now that more changelings, I feel I shouldn't be afraid to be myself.
Hold on
right?
one second. OBS just crashed on us.
No.
They got the big reveal. They got
your
the
big moment.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
We're back.
And I just simply, it is as if time froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, Doc isn't afraid, and so I shouldn't be afraid, and yeah, so I figured I'd get this out of the way.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I know you all made a very meaningful point to tell me I could be anyone I wanted. You can too, Lux. You shouldn't be afraid to be yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's stupid, really. I don't know. I've been so afraid this whole time.
That is absolutely preposterous. It is not stupid. Stupid. I am so sorry that this vile person disclosed something that you were not prepared to share with others. And to whatever degree it hastened your need to share it with us, I am both sorry for that fact, but also appreciative that we have come to know you better.
I mean, I hope you guys aren't offended that I tell you earlier. I don't know. I've spent most of my life not looking like myself, and it just felt kind of normal. And now we have this Doc being all like cool and stuff, and not afraid, and out in the world. And now you guys have found a lot of changelings in this place, and yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to be afraid anymore. It is handy sometimes, though.
I don't think I've ever thought of you as someone who's afraid, and I don't think that how you look changes who you are. So, yeah.
Well, now that that's out of the way, portal time.
Yeah, let's go through a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I think it's at this point, Lux, that I think you guys are probably all up in the cockpit as you're like having this conversation, and if you glance out of like the front kind of windshields towards this back wall, this like illusory wall that your friends were kind of coming and going through, you see only like one of the three people that had been there watching is still there, and they're kind of like sitting. They seem to be looking down, reading in a book actually. But as you glance over, you see this small figure come like trotting through the wall, and I think that you get a look at this strange like looking dog that comes kind of like trotting out through the wall with like this long kind of white beard on it, and it just sort of like plops down next to the person with the book, who just sort of looks up and is like looking at it, tilting his head. Yeah. And so the lot of you are gonna like disembark.
Yeah, I think as we leave, the professor will just walk by Yana and say to them, "Yes, I understand. Keep an eye on the Batman. That's a very wise choice."
Yeah.
I think actually
as
I'll
the
keep
others-
both eyes on him.
That's
I think
good.
as the others disembark, I think Doc is gonna like give Lux a really big hug. Just not say anything.
Yeah, I think Lux like says like thank you to all of you as she like walks out.
I think like after
But-
we watch like Doc and Lux like like hug, and like Doc kind of steps into the ramp, and like Lux like you hear from behind you this voice like I would give you a hug too, but the poisonous skin, it's
I appreciate it.
I just-
air hug. Air hug.
yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
just hope
It's like a real hug, but you don't have to touch the other person.
that's
It's not really like a real
Yeah,
hug at all,
that's
actually.
actually kind of reassuring. I spent a long
Yeah.
time in the cage. I just before you go, sorry.
Okay.
You had the hiccups?
Hydrate.
I think he's just
I
like
don't forget to hydrate.
if he comes back, well, we'll get him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, maybe you shouldn't. Who has the other? We should take a thingy.
Sending stone?
Yeah.
I believe I still have that in
Okay.
these trousers.
Good. Who
I
has
think
it on the
I think
ship?
you have the other one.
I think, yeah, Sharp Jumper would like put his little poison hand out, you know. Oh, you could
Well, I think
put it there.
well,
Yeah.
it's magic, so I don't think it would like hurt,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's fine.
right? Do you wanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he like
Doop.
you like drop the stone, and he takes it like, and with the big like stupid smiling frog face is like the last thing you see. We like fade out. Is like the lot of you like come down. You're walking towards this back wall, and you see the dog kind of like stand up, and its tail wags a little bit, and all four of you like hear this voice in your head like, yeah, is everything all right? You guys sleep good?
Yeah. Here's Abar.
Hey,
Yeah.
I love
Is that the dog?
sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Is that the dog?
I'm the dog.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's great.
Hello?
you're new.
Hi.
Hey,
I slept on the floor pretty much just like you.
yeah, it's great.
Probably.
I love a floor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
They're
great.
so dirty.
Yeah.
Smell awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This,
Right.
this
We
is
like
being
them for
said
different
out.
reasons. But...
This is being said out loud.
No, it's all like telepathic. Yeah, it's all like telepathic. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can
we're gonna go to the portal.
I can
You take us there?
stop. I think that your gift queue is uncomfortable. Yeah, come on.
Doc, are they just staring at the dog?
It's just like a one-on-one. Like we can't hear their conversation.
I think
right?
all of you hear the dog's voice, but yeah, you don't hear Rhea respond.
We don't hear Rhea's
Yeah,
response.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're missing something, but I could also that could just be me.
No, you're right. I think you hear the voice in your mind, Doc. Like, yeah, you missed. It's awkward to communicate this way sometimes, but it's a dog's life.
Who is it talking to?
No, it's me. I'm the dog.
And
Sabar, I say out loud. No, actually, I just say it in the head again.
Yeah.
I just say it internally.
Your friend is saying my name, but just not out loud.
Which friend?
The tall one.
I like look around.
I'm sorry.
It's a little unhelpful.
I think I'm the tallest one. Reg, how tall are you?
I'm
Uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah. How tall is Reg? I think I know this somewhere. It's like 7 foot something.
Oh,
So-
we're both. Yeah, we're like equal.
Yeah, you're both quite tall.
I know.
Oh,
I made
I'll check.
Doc 5'10", and she's like the 4th tallest person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lux is a whopping 5'3".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way, is Lux currently in the different form than we've known her?
Yes. Yeah, she's long white hair, white eyes, constellation tattoos, whole situation.
Amazing.
Wow.
I love it.
7.5 feet tall. Reg is canonically 7.5 feet tall.
Wow. Dang.
So you are the tallest, I think.
That is quite massive.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
That's a big dude.
Furbolg are between 7 and 8
Yeah.
feet, so.
Yeah, like this is like pretty average for a gift queue or for a gift. Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. So you follow Zabar, the dog, as he leads you like through this wall that is not a wall, Lux. Like you walk through the rock and it just kind of passes through. And you enter like this big kind of massive chamber, this big like circular space, right? That's lit with like these glowing globes that are emitting this different kinds of like shades of light and hues of light. These flickering kind of smokeless, ever burning torches all over the place. And you see like a wide and eclectic array of people in here. A handful of like dwarves and halflings. You note a bunch of humans, but you see like at least 3 or 4 other changelings, like distinct in their like changeling kind of natural form with the white hair and the large white eyes, and kind of Zabar like is just leading you through these crowds of people. It's not like a massively crowded place, but like there's certainly like 50 or 60 people in this big kind of plaza, and it's sort of a circular cave with all these hallways leading off of it, right?
I think that Lux, like every time they pass like a changeling person, she's like like waving to everybody, like
Like people that own
like,
Jeeps always wave
yes,
to each other.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
Like people that own Jeeps.
how's it going? Morning. Like, just
And I think you see a couple of them like nod and kind of like wave to you, give you like the bits of like acknowledgement, yeah, I think you see probably actually like one of them is like a woman that looks a bit older than the lot of you, and as you kind of like pass her, you see that there's like a small like changeling kid kind of like hiding behind her knee, like wide-eyed looking at like the lot of you, as like Zabar leads you like trotting down this hallway, the kind of same space you all went yesterday, and as you're going you hear like the voices of others coming from down the hall. Can I have all you guys make perception checks?
Oh.
But of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
sweaty!
Oh, Professor.
I think the professor is mostly just like looking at Lux and appreciating how much she is enjoying herself.
Most
And
excellent.
yeah,
As you're kind of like taking in your friend in this new light, ladies, like all three of you, I think of like Lux, Doc, and Rhea, you hear this like whispered voice, like, this is all a mistake. Like, I don't know if we can trust them or not, but you're making the wrong choice here. And I think you hear the voice of like Mati like saying back, like, we don't have many choices to make. It's the best. It's the best course that we have. And the voice responds like, we can't just stay holed up here forever, Mati, and you know it. That's not what he intended. Never what he intended. And I think like now, like a lot of you kind of like approaching, you see a handful of individuals in the hallway, like 3 or 4 folks in a sort of small like semicircle, standing right near the door to like Mati's kind of living quarters. And you see this woman, Mati, who you get a look at, Lux, for the first time. She also with like this kind of white hair. She's wearing this almost like lavender colored kind of like leathers and stuff. Like the hair is like tied up, and she turns as like she sees a lot of you coming and is like, well met, I hope you're all rested. I'm glad to see you coming back. I thought you might decide to leave.
Not with a portal. Just hanging around. I mean.
Yeah, this is Lux.
Oh,
Loves
hi.
portals.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Lux.
Hi.
and this, of course, is Rhea, who loves turtles. So we must work on something that rhymes. I apologize. I don't.
I think that you hear a voice in your head, Professor, of like, I mean, isn't the dragon named Waffles? It seems like it's right there.
Singular.
Yeah, nobody clarified that to Zabar yet. I think
Also, waffles, turtles, and portals. Little, pretty loose rhyme.
listen, he's just
We
a
can do better.
dog.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could have your poets work on it. I don't know. I apologize. It's a lot for a morning. It has been a while since I've. Yes, we are here.
Yeah, I'm Lux. I'm a portal expert, actually.
Really? That's
Yeah,
quite
totally.
remarkable, actually. Well, welcome to Bridge. It's good to see you. I didn't realize there were, well, 2 of you on board. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
I'm Mati. It's nice to meet you as well, Lux. Welcome to Bridge.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know what your friends have explained. I don't know if the lot of you have anything else that you need or want to discuss.
Breakfast?
Of course. Come on.
Food.
I think she like kind of steps into the open doorway to her quarters, and these other 3 individuals, like there's 2 dudes and a woman, like 2 humans and a half elf with them in the hall. I think like she turns back to one of them like, can you have some food sent? And they're just like, of course, yes, my tea. And I think one of them is like, we're not done talking. She's like, I know. We never are. And the 3 of them kind of turn and begin making their way back down the hall as she like invites you in. And so there's a bunch of like seating. You see Lux like up on the walls are kind of a couple of like paintings and tapestries depicting like ships. You see a whole like what looks like almost like a fleet of dragonflies, like your ship, but it's like a dozen of them all kind of flying in formation. You see a few other ships with like similar kind of insect-like designs. They look actually like a few of them like immaculate, very new and clean, as though they were just repaired or restored or something. But Mati kind of goes back to like the other side of the room, and like she comes back to you with like a bowl that have like these small kind of like almost glazed mushroom caps in them, and then like a pitcher and a couple of cups and stuff, and a loaf that looks like bread. It's sort of grayish and looks very like dense, but yeah, it's got all these seeds on top of it and stuff.
Wow. This is really nice of you. I thought, you're just going to point us away to a place, but goodness, thank you.
We don't really have inns or taverns or anything like that here. We're
Well, my friend got like super drunk last night.
right. We do have a very lively drinking hall. We need some place for the performers. She's like,
yeah. Morale. I get totally understand that for sure.
well, they'll be back with more, but certainly you can break your fast with this. I don't know if there's anything else that you need or anything that you want to know.
So, from what I understand, from what I gathered from the drunk ramblings of my friends, is that you need some magical time sap or something?
I think she like glances at the others, like looking back to you, like essentially.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
They were almost certainly not ramblings.
No,
They're
I'm so sorry.
pretty rambly.
This is a difference between a ramble and an utterance.
An utterance.
This is beyond the point. Yes, we are to acquire some a chrono lily. Just the sap or the flower itself? I was quite confused by that.
Plants are rather large, and it's best if we don't uproot them or damage them more than is necessary. The sap is really all we need.
Uproot the plant. Ridiculous.
Seems
Definitely.
our group is only interested in uprooting corruption and misuse of power, not
Yes.
ecology.
And really old
Right.
kobolds.
Yeah,
We uproot them.
but of their own free will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not oppressing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're unoppressive.
We're famously anti-oppression.
Yes.
But we are impressive at times. At times.
I'm impressed so far, but we
good.
did only just meet each other. I think she's like, I think she like looks back to you, Lux, like, the chrono lilies are very rare. When I was younger and had less responsibility, it was easier for me to go on this type of expedition, seeking out these types of things, but it's too much now for me to cast aside, too much risk to too many people. So I had suggested that it would be a useful exercise for us to build some trust, perhaps, with one another.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. I'm excited to just go through your portal. Where does this portal go exactly?
The ethereal plane, I think she says. Your friends, well, I know the lot of you came here fleeing Occam. Though
Yeah, but butt face actually.
that's a term he wouldn't like. I think she's
Precisely why I'm using it.
We have much about us that he would not like at this moment.
well, that's something. I think she's like, if you all are the explorers that you claim to be, and you have an interest in examining the remnants of the library, then the only way to the surface is through the ethereal plane. Traveling in more conventional means, even with the horses, is very difficult. The debris grows thicker the further in that you get, and I'm fear it would likely shred your ship. She's like, long before I was born, my ancestors here in Bridge met the first of the dragon horses and developed a relationship, an alliance of sorts, a mutual understanding of trust. They work with us to keep this place safe, to keep those who would abuse the knowledge left in the Decidium spiral for their own needs. She's like, nonetheless, some of them have agreed to help convey you to the planet's surface. We have vessels, chariots that we built in the years past. So 4 of them will carry 2 chariots and be able to take 2 pairs of you.
That's really cool.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I told your friends, but it's very dangerous. A realm of ghosts and phase spiders, ethereal marauders and filchers, all manner of other things, travelers, interlopers. But it's a harrowing place.
What's the best way to get there? To just to not be noticed, or to just get there as fast as we can?
I think she's like, the horses will know the way. They're might not be native to that place, but they ride the ethereal as easily as we might walk on the stone. So she's like, they won't make haste. I don't know what you know of the plains. You're an expert. She looks at you, Lux.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
She's
expert.
like, then I'm sure you have some understanding of what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The ethereal plane, of course, being coterminous with the prime material and thus overlapping in the space that we exist in right now. As soon as you enter, you'll be surrounded by a sort of miasmic soup. She looks to you for affirmation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Miasmic soup.
We've been told
No, I'm full.
that it is good soup.
Ray hasn't been paying attention to his own Isaac soup.
Welcome back, Taylor.
I think, yeah, really.
Meanwhile, Doc has eaten almost the entire loaf of bread, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Biting into
I think it's at this point that a couple of the others are heading in, and they've got a few platters of the steaming kind of you smell this gravy, and that's mostly mushrooms and this thick brown kind of sauce or whatever. There's a few strange kind of pale looking fruits, and thin slabs of meat in grease. And they kind of put it down on the table. She gestures thank you very much. And so she's like, anyway, of course you'll be able to see much of some of the prime through the veil near you. As you approach the surface, it will be dangerous, but there is one major dwelling that is still preserved. Very strangely, I believe that there are denizens there that have habitated it and have taken to existing in it, though what, I can't be sure. I've not been there in many years.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll keep our eye out for that. Yeah.
I think Reginald's not eating any of the food, just politely, maybe does not have much of an appetite. But I think as to whatever degree the conversation starts to wrap up, or there's kind of movement toward leaving, I think he would say, just one more thing, if I could.
Of course.
apologize to my friends here. I had not previously discussed this, but the moment comes upon me, and I think it would be unwise not to consider this. Once we enter the soup, as you say, we would be, how shall I say, beholden to your ability to return us, and in a rather sticky situation, one might say. In that way, it seems to me, you would obtain quite a bit of leverage. And though we have come to trust you, we are still relatively new friends. I have no reason to believe that you or your friends, those here among the bridge, would do anything untoward. However, it is my training and my role among this crew to consider the worst case scenarios. And among them is that we are split away from our ship and left alone. Given that, I would request, with a level of care, consideration, and I would hope goodwill, that you would provide some sort of collateral while we are gone. Something that
Irreplaceable, perhaps.
Yes.
I think she's like, I understand. I'm in a not dissimilar position here in terms of planning for the worst. I've had my people watching your ship out of concerns not dissimilar to these. I cannot assure you of your return. I cannot make false promises. I do not wield magics powerful enough to recall you should anything go wrong. But to the matter of collateral, I would not necessarily have used this term, though I would not send you in here blind and hopeless. The horses, well, they make their own choices. And they have agreed to transit you to and from this location. But they will not linger there and place themselves in danger beyond what is reasonable. So to that end, I would send you with one of my companions who can communicate with them at a range, can call to them when you might need them to return, and whom is truly irreplaceable as an individual. I don't know if that's enough of what you mean.
I appreciate you taking that request well, and as intended. I would agree. We are under no expectation that you remove all risk and danger from this. We have much experience, some more than others, of facing that. I simply ask that you leave something on our ship that our companions would have an eye on in the event that, for whatever reason, we found things to be more nefarious. And I do have a suggestion in mind.
Oh?
And I think Reg, slowly turns his head to look at the dog.
And I think she kind of smiles looking down to the dog and is looks back at you like, well, what do you think of that? She says to him. And I think a lot of you hear this voice in your heads of well, honestly, I thought I was going with them. Don't you need me to go with them to call the horses? Or, if you want me to just go sleep on the ship, that's fine also. Or And I think that she,
Also, can't the dog walk through walls?
I was gonna say
I
the
feel
dog
like
can go invisible.
not exactly trapped in the
yeah,
ship.
and I think that the dog, I think that she's just like, I think she's like, how about
Reginald is not a perfect tactician.
No. I think she's like, how about this? Let's send word to your companions on the ship. If any of them would feel more comfortable being here watching the far side of the door after you go through, I would be happy to accommodate them. Zabar, well, he's perhaps my most trusted friend here in this place, so I was planning to send him with you. But
We'll take
no,
him, yeah.
please.
I can.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jake could watch the door.
That's a great idea. And I think she's like, why don't you go send the others to the ship and let Jake know, and they can wait there as collateral. And I think Zabar's like, yeah, all right, that works. And I think he like gets up lazily and does like a dog stretch. He like scratches his ear a little bit, and then yeah, he just like phases through a wall, like trotting away from you guys.
I think Doc has like a mouthful of food, and she's like, "Are we going?"
Yeah, pretty soon. Chew your food before you swallow, please. Be careful. Don't drink water.
Yeah, I turn to Rhea and I just like shake my head. I thought it was a good idea.
Great plan. No, we got her right where we want her. Now the dog's coming with us. You lowballed her, and then she, it was great. It's so smart.
I think as the two of you are talking, we see like the doorway to the hallway behind you, and you see like Zabar trot by, and after him, you see like 20 more of those dogs, like trotting after him down the hall, like heading back to the ship, And like I think after time passes, you guys are like sitting eating, and like Zabar comes back, and Jake's kind of following him, and he's like, "Oh hey. I'll wait here. Watch the door.
Good.
There's like 24 of these little dogs on the ship now, and just thought I should let you know."
Great.
And I think,
Great.
well, yeah,
Yep.
I think with that, like Monty gets up and like kind of brings you to like where one of these portraits is, like, and it touches it, just like slides out of the way, and you just see this kind of like grayish curtain like behind it, Lux, almost like this fog, right? Like kind of like shimmering in this space up against the kind of rocky wall. And she is like, well, if the lot of you are ready, I'll take you the first few steps of the way.
Did she give any indication as to how long the trip would be?
No, great question. I mean, you could have asked here while you were like sitting and talking to her.
Yes, I have now asked.
Right. So I think that she's like, she basically tells you like it's really not very long. The chariots will be able to get you to like the surface of the world like within the hour.
Okay.
So with that, she steps through this like kind of grayish velvety curtain, and a lot of you can follow. And I think as each of you like steps through this space, you have like this strange sensation of like just kind of shifting almost in phase. You feel like almost this vibration kind of like roll through your body until like it just kind of rolls out. And as you turn and like look back, you can see like through the kind of shimmering curtain back into the room. But you realize like all around you, you can kind of see like through the walls back into the room. And it's this smoky, like kind of barely corporal, like shifting thin image, right? Almost like you're looking through like a negative that's like a little bit too far away from your eyes to like clarify it. and you're standing on what amounts to like this stone platform. Looking out all around you, there is this like grayish kind of blue just smoke sort of like writhing and like shifting about all around. You can't see kind of farther than 60 feet in any direction, as like the smoke is just like the mist, the fog, the like soup of it all is just kind of like shimmering all around you. And so she like stands here for a minute looking back at you. It is like she's like time here moves the same, and like her voice like echoes a little bit in the space. And she's like but you'll find no food nor water in this place. I don't think that you should be here for very long, but she says you can with but a whim move in any direction, though there is a definitive down. And I think like she just kind of floats up off the rock a little bit. She's like, but travel here is slower than you might expect. There is a sort of resistance to everything in this place. I'm sure your friend knows all that you need.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I think
I was gonna say, I think right before stepping through the portal, Doc is still like shoving food in her, and so then like as she steps through with like food in her mouth, she's like "Gwet height," and that's her like "Gwet height."
Whip up. Magnificent. And I think that like as Doc does that, like Mati kind of looks up like here they are. And you turn looking, and like you guys see them coming like in pairs kind of next to each other. This pair of these kind of dragon horses sort of galloping down. Let me do one of these. Hey, yeah, nice. Yeah, you see this pair of these dragon horses, this legit like chariot kind of being pulled behind them. And after like the first pair kind of like lowered themselves down just above the rock, the like wheels of the chariot like a second set comes down, the chariot kind of with them. And Zabar the dog is just kind of like floating like a few feet up off the ground, like standing in the space with you. And he's like all right, I guess here we go. So who's riding with who? It's two pairs of two. How do you guys want to split up?
Probably not Reg and I together.
Yeah,
I was
big
gonna
and
say,
small,
I was
big and
gonna
small.
say.
That's funny because I assumed, of course, it would be Reg and you together. As yeah,
We can.
I think like Mati, like kind of standing here, like she just kind of says, like, keep them safe, my old friend. Good luck. I hope you all return soon. Thank you for this.
Thanks for your portal.
And with that,
Thanks for the food.
We'll be back.
the horses like begin to like kind of gallop, the chariots like pulling away, and they just like rise up off the rock and begin kind of racing with the two pairs of you in the back, Waffle trailing along. And you look and you just see the dog kind of like bounding through space next to you. And yeah, the like world around you becomes this kind of like wild transition, as it's though you're like racing into like this inky smoke, and it kind of shifts from like this pale gray white mist growing like more like kind of vivid and deeper blue as you're kind of riding. Zabar like trailing along after you, the horses like sort of like just like pulling these like chariots. Let me mix you guys up and do one of these. Boop, boop, boop.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, the lot of you are just kind of like racing through this space. I think as you're looking around everywhere, it's almost like there's like a second veil over everything of this like thin screen, and it's very much this really like disorienting kind of surreal experience as you can see like the stars outside back in like the prime material realm, but like just kind of barely around you. You can see the trailing of like asteroids as the chariots are pulling you through this like roiling kind of like smoky shimmering effervescence all around. There are points where like these huge kind of ghost asteroids pass before you, and you all like ride clean through them as though they don't exist. You're like racing along, and like the further you're kind of going, like you come to where like there are like smaller kind of chunks the size of bowling balls and cantaloupes kind of heaving past you in these clusters. And like the minutes begin to like bind together, stretching, and it's like 10, 15, 20 minutes and half an hour that you've been like racing on these things. And now like through this almost like screen back to the prime material, you could see you're racing through like just waves of like gravel, almost of like this impenetrable blanket of these kind of micro asteroids that are hammering around this planet in their orbit, right? And so yeah, the horse is racing along. Let me have you guys make perception checks again.
So are we like floating?
Yeah.
Like
The horses
so
are
we're like holding on to these.
you're still
like
you're
chairs.
like standing, your feet are on the ground of the chariots, right? Like as long
Okay.
as you don't kind of will yourself up out of them, you're like standing with your feet planted. There's a very kind of definitive down, even though like the space is like completely alien, you know what I mean? Like you feel a sense in yourself of like down, right?
Okay.
And yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully Lux saw something, because none of the rest
Yeah.
of us did.
Lux, as you're trying to like see everything at once, the rest of you like kind of like this is a very disorienting, overwhelming experience, and you don't catch this, but Lux, you hear this like it sounds like this kind of torrent gusting of kind of like wind. And as you're like peering around, I think you wheel your head over your shoulder and you could see like behind you what looks like the like smoke at the very edge of your vision, like it's kind of pulling itself back in, and there's this like kind of concentric like almost wind beginning to happen kind of behind you.
I think Lux like kind of like nudges the professor and like points to
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
This is-
What is that? Is that dangerous?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't really know anything about the ethereal plane specifically.
What?
Just portals, really.
I thought you said you knew everything about portals.
Portals, not like the places that the portals go to.
Oh my goodness, Lux! What have you
Well-
gotten into?
Actually, does she know anything about the ethereal
Lux,
plane?
you can make a nature check as you're scoping at this thing behind you. Professor, I don't know if you want to make an arcana check to see if you have any clue what you're looking
I mean,
at.
if you're gonna give me an Arcana check,
Sure.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Was it nature?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You don't know like a ton about the ethereal plane in particular, Lux, and you're not entirely sure what you're looking at behind you. It's clearly like some wind that's picking up momentum. Like that much is very straightforward. Professor, amidst the many studies that you undertook in the academy, certainly you would have read some bit about the ethereal plane, as it's often traversed by arcanists and wizards, one of the near planes, the inner planes. There are many spells which utilize it for a great variety of purposes. But I think that you like kind of are watching as the wind begins to like pick up, and now Doc and Ray, you hear it. You hear this like beginning to catch, and you look over your shoulder and see it, and I think, Professor, you realize like, oh, I know what this is. This is
Ma Shin Shin.
no, not quite. This is an ether cyclone that's picking up behind you.
Great.
Yeah.
Much better.
And you realize you have probably about like 2 rounds to respond to what's happening.
Hold on tight. Is that it's gonna hit us, or is that like a creature?
Yeah, it's a storm, not a creature. It's a literal like kind of weather anomaly here in the ethereal realm, and it feels like it probably is going to hit you guys.
Do I see it?
Yeah, now you do.
Oh, I cast Wind Wall.
Oh,
What is it called again?
What is that?
Wind Wall.
that
A wall of strong wind
noise
rises from the ground at a point you choose, so it might not work in the ethereal plane. I also don't have the components for it. A tiny fan and a feather of exotic origin. I don't have a feather of exotic origin. Have we fought anything with
you
feather?
definitely-
Staff,
Yeah,
right?
you probably have like a
Spellcaster.
component
As long
pouch
as it's
or
not
a
expendable
focus.
or have
you're
a
fine.
price associated with it, right?
No, it does not.
Yeah, so you would have these things. You definitely
Okay,
have
great.
the feather of an exotic bird that you probably got
We
on
fought
the
birds
Roto.
the first time, right? Weren't
Yeah.
they birds? We fought the very first time. Weren't they like weird bird creatures?
You fought
Whatever.
slimes. You fought a bunch of things. I'm sure that.
What paralyzed me? What paralyzed me?
Yeah, good question. I thought it was a mind witness. I don't remember back that long.
It's like the very first
What's the
night, wasn't it?
cyclone called? Something.
Yeah, what
cyclone?
stunned you was a mind witness.
Yeah.
Or an axe beak, but I think only mind witness could do
An
that.
axe beak is what
Oh,
I'm
the
thinking.
axe
We
beaks.
fought axe
Yeah,
beaks.
axe beaks are
Yeah.
birds. You definitely have the exotic
Yeah.
feather, and the fan. You probably, Ben brought a fan. You know, he's an old man. He likes to stay cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this basically just makes a wall that protects us.
Yeah, it's like a
The
gusting
strong
wall
keeps
of
fog,
wind.
smoke, or other gases. I don't know if it will. Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
just try it. You know.
yeah, you proceed to like
Windy
call out to
wind.
Clancy, like calling down this prayers. You're like digging through your component pouch for a minute, like, oh no, an exotic fan. What did I do with my exotic fan?
A tiny fan. It's an exotic.
Tiny fan and an exotic
I
feather.
can't find an exotic fan.
Um,
I'm very flustered with the cyclone. I gotta find an exotic fan.
Meanwhile, like the ether cyclone now begins like ripping up, and as the pair of you are looking behind, you're realizing like it has pulled itself, it has coalesced into this kind of like tornado, this roiling tornado of like smoke and kind of like blue gas and vapor pulling as you kind of hammering through the insubstantial asteroids in the prime in front of you, and it begins sort of like closing in on you. The wind from your wind wall, Ray, is like kind of like blasting back against it, and you watch the like cyclone kind of hit it and twist and begin to kind of like roil around it, and then just like sort of like fall into it and keep kind of coming at you. And you're like, son of a bitch, like this wind was ineffective on this etheric realm. And to that, I'm gonna say to all four of you, why don't you guys roll 100-sided for me?
Oh baby.
Boy, that.
Oh,
Wow!
what?
Oh my goodness
Wow!
gracious. Oh no.
You guys, I can't wait till the end of this episode when I tell you what happens if anyone rolled over 30.
What?
I would like all of you to make Constitution saving throws right now as the storm begins to kind of roll over you. This sort of hammering gout. Wow.
I think, does Reginald get the sense that he is at risk based on his initial reaction?
Yes.
So I think he would then use his actual reaction to do arcane deflection, getting a +4 to my saving throw.
Oh, hell yes, 17. Okay, so as the, like, cyclone kind of, like, it's now, like, screaming, and I think you all hear the voice of, like, Zabar in your mind now, as he, like, darts in and, like, jumps down onto the front of the chariot that Lux and the professor are on. You just hear him, like, in your minds, like, we need to hold on. We could be thrown thousands of miles in this. And the wind, like, The tornado, the cyclone cuts right between both of the chariots. The dragon horse is like pulling you around like the edges of it as it sort of like rips and roils through. And each of you feels this kind of like strain on the very essence of your being as this storm comes through. Doc, Lux, Professor, all of you are able to kind of like bite down, grinding your teeth, like hanging on, clenching the actual chariot itself as the wind like buffets you, kind of draining at your essence. Rhea, perhaps because the miracle from Clancy was not enough to divert this storm, you unfortunately take 9 points of necrotic damage as the storm rolls through, and it just kind of comes screaming between the two chariots, this cyclone that seems to have no end up or down. It goes completely out of your sight vertically, and it just like crashes into the wall of mist out in front of you, and like while you still hear the wind, it like is out of sight as the horses like pitch down, each of you holding tight, Zabar clenching onto like the front of the chariot in front of you, and you all hear the voice of the dog again. Like, that was close, but so are we. I see the bridge there in front of us. And with that, I shall move us here to this new map, where I will switch you guys again. Bing, bing, bing. And with that, the dragon horse is like descending. The lot of you see right at the edge of like the 60-foot range of your vision this bridge stretching out across the kind of smoky void. You see still the stars, the asteroids, just on the other side of this kind of screen to the other reality from whence you came, to the prime material plane. And Zabar is like speaking to the lot of you like, this is where we get off. The horses will find us here when we're ready to go back.
Okay.
Yes. Rhea, are you okay? Is everything
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, my brain hurts a little, but that's,
Oh.
I don't know. It's fine, right?
That could be the wine.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. The wind didn't work at all. I thought that surely that would.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
What
a great
was
call.
that?
I'm surprised that didn't work.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what was this?
Yes,
what was
you
the
just
thing that-
manifested I did not know that you were capable of that, or rather, more specifically, I did not know that was among your capability. I did. That surprised me.
Clancy just gave it to me recently. It's great. It's pretty great, right?
It's wonderful.
He's like, you
Great,
probably need a
cool,
giant
yeah.
wall of wind. So.
Mhm.
Does
Seems
Clancy
pretty
give you
wise.
things often?
Intermittently, you know. Yeah. Not often, you know. And only recently, really.
Oh,
Yeah. We've only been on this ship for what, like 2 weeks? So, no.
yes. I was hoping to have received a care package from my parents by now. But
You know, me too, actually. Yeah. I'm just.
How would they know where to send it? We're not really like staying in one place.
she makes a good point.
We don't have a shipping address in the asteroid.
That's good. Nobody you don't want anybody to find you, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You should get a P.O. box that's somewhere else, and then
A what?
we don't know. Nothing. Never mind.
I know it's kind of awkward that I have to just keep talking directly into your brains, but I don't have the musculature necessary to articulate words with my dog mouth.
Sure.
Yeah, it's understandable.
If we speak out loud, can you understand
Oh
what we're
yeah,
saying?
my ears are really actually
Oh,
pretty good.
That might,
Yeah.
yeah, that would
Mhm.
make more sense for us to do, just so we know what we're saying.
No, it's good. It's
But you do not have a voice, a voice box.
You see, it's kind of it's not honestly. It's not even that great for communicating with other dogs. I'll be honest. Well,
Oh.
I mean, this is it. The flower is up this way. It's usually pretty dangerous.
Rhea, do you need some?
No,
No. Okay.
no, no, I'm okay.
Okay.
I do think that Reginald will walk up to Rhea and say, there was one. I didn't want to say this to the others, but there was one thing that a word that has given me concern.
Mm-hmm.
If I may do a thing to help protect you and us. And I think Reginald reaches out and pulls out his decoder wheel and spins it around, this time a little bit more slowly, and then places it gently on Rhea's shoulder and casts protection from good and evil.
Nice. Actually, I think Lux sees the professor doing this and kind of walks up behind the professor and gives him a little pat and does the same thing.
I guess that would be quite bad as well, wouldn't it? Thank you.
Don't we have one of them in the Ironstone? Isn't protection from evil and good in that as well?
Perhaps.
I think there's Misty Step and protection from evil and good in that. I think. Am I wrong, Rich?
I think so. I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, we could pop this boy out and see what it could do. And I think he reaches into his pocket and flings the Ioun stone up above him. And I think he looks over at Lux and Doc, and he's like, which one?
Doc, Lux points to Doc,
Which?
Yeah, Lux knows everything about planes and portals, so should be
I'm
fine
good.
in here.
I'm fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, one of those two. And then selects Doc and taps Doc on the shoulder and grants her protection from good.
I think we see the little purple gem orbiting above the professor's head kind of flares with light for a minute, and this similar kind of purple light emanates around your hand, Professor. It's strange as your magic does not necessarily do that. You see this manifestation as you conjure the power from the Ioun stone, the casting of some mysterious individual whom lost it, much to your benefit. And with that, 3 of the 4 of you protected from both good and evil. I think that Zabar, the dog, the moon dog, is kind of trotted a bit down this bridge and kind of turns looking back to you and is well, you all seem very abjured now, so that's a good start.
We're all just in a circle, holding each other's shoulders.
Yeah. I think he's
Can I do a wrong game? Can I
wrong game.
Retroactively?
You trying to do a flashback?
Lux would have asked if they had any arrows to spare.
Oh, absolutely.
On bridge.
Yeah. They would have given you a fistful of 30 arrows. They're all very weird. They have nice fine metal arrowheads, and they have feathered fletching, but the wood of the shafts themselves are very strange, and they seem light and a little bit very unusual compared to what you have. But as you scope it out, I think you realize that it's some kind of mushroom fiber,
Whoa, cool.
Well, if we're gonna do a flashback, I just want to flash back to sometime along this hour-long ride that Reginald would have turned to Lux and said, "I think when we get there, I'm going to cast a spell to protect Rhea. I am quite concerned about the ghosts. I'm not particularly afraid of them myself. If something could happen, I would feel terrible."
Yeah. I'm worried too. So yeah,
cool.
We'll cover those bases for sure.
Good.
And we snap back to the present as the four of you are like standing here on this bridge. Zabar the dog having like taken a couple of strides kind of to the north away from you, right? He's got his feet down on the stone of the bridge, and I think in his voice like rings in your mind again. He's like, I mean, I'm in no particular rush. I'm kind of suited for this type of environment in a very fundamental kind of way, so I'm really in very little danger here, but I'm moving at your pace. You let me know.
No, we should go. We should go.
Yeah, coming.
And he grabs the stone from over him and then tucks it back into his pocket.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think he begins kind of like trotting along this bridge.
What is happening?
What is
Cool map again.
happening? It is a cool
Cool
map.
map.
These are our
Cool.
folks there, our folks over at the Sipiku. I think that I will say to you guys, why don't you make perception checks?
Whoa, baby. Yeah, there it is. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Reginald's perceiving much right now. So
Oh boy.
I'm not even gonna roll. He's busy tucking away the stone and
Believe it or not, the lot of you actually. Let me double check myself.
This doesn't count as space, does it?
Nope. This
Yeah.
one
No,
of
this
the
is
few places
real
that
flame.
doesn't count as space.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that actually the lot of you. Oh gosh, is that everybody? Am I missing somebody here?
oh, I didn't roll because I figured
Fine.
Reggie would
Yeah.
be distracted.
No, that's
but
fine.
I can.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You see at the edge kind of your vision, like Rhea and Doc, all of you, you see this kind of like spectral form just kind of like appearing out at the edge of your like vision line, and then another one like over here, and Rhea, you hear what sounds like the skittering of feet underneath the bridge. You hear like, and I'm gonna say to all of you, let's roll initiative.
Oh,
Don't even see.
what?
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
have no clue.
anything.
Troy has no clue. So this is great.
Shucks. Well, hey, y'all are
Whoa.
protected,
Oh.
which is the important part.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
Oh, those are things. Okay.
No, those aren't babies.
Oh my gosh! Wait, are these? I know what these are.
Yeah, you do.
mm-hmm.
You definitely do.
Did we? Was that what we fought in the Mordekaiser as well? That was with the flying kobold.
Yeah.
So we would know.
The Droon kobolds
Oh.
were like
The Droon.
riding on these things, right? That was their whole like means of attack. They kind of were able to like use these phase spiders to materialize from the ethereal and like strike right into the heart of like the Mordekaiser fundamentally.
Bummer.
Bummer indeed.
Okay. I only had to roll initiative 3 times to get it in the deck.
I know.
I rolled it too early, and then I didn't click my token.
And so it goes, and so it goes. Now, I think that the trouble is, while you see the ghosts, I think everybody except Rhea is like surprised this round. So the
I'm sorry. See the what?
nothing. You see, you don't, Professor, because you weren't like
Of
paying
course
that much
not.
attention. But like,
I literally don't even see it on the map. So
good, yeah, it's
I
perfect.
don't.
that's a surprise to me.
Rhea,
Woo!
you're like prepared as like you hear the scattering of like these footsteps, and up from underneath the bridge comes like this massive spider, your head kind of like whipping around to it as it comes like emerging up over the edge of the wall, and it proceeds to like step forward and try to bite. Actually, it's going to try to bite Doc.
Rich, can I retcon something while you do that?
Probably.
Yeah. Protection from good and evil is a concentration
It
spell,
is.
so I cannot be protecting both Rhea and Doc with the stone. Like so I would
Very
keep it
good
on
point.
Rhea.
Very good point. Yeah.
Sorry, Doc.
Okay.
No, that's okay. I was wondering about that, and then I wondered if the stone made that.
Wait,
Yeah.
could you have given it to somebody? Could you have given the stone though to Doc?
I don't know
the
if the
Rich
stone
is just like
requires
pushing
attunement.
your.
I think Doc
Uh,
would have needed time to I think
Okay.
that
To, like,
that's like a
attune to it?
pretty
Yeah.
hand, right?
Okay.
Like I don't
Okay.
care about attunement as a cap of how many items you can hold, but I do think there's like a need to like, oh, let me get accustomed to how to even use this thing or whatever, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
12 misses.
12 does miss. Doc, you're just like, as you're like peering at this like visage that's beginning to appear at the edge of the mist, suddenly like your head like snaps to the side as this enormous like white kind of spider with these bluish fangs and like kind of blue hues and spots all over its chitin just like looms up and tries to hammer into you. Meanwhile, from behind, I think that this one is going to go for Lux in the very back. It like rears up 9. That's a miss. Actually, they're attacking from stealth 14 is still a miss, Lux, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's their turn. Lux, you're surprised. At this point, you see these like spectral figures begin to kind of come looming up out of the like shadows. And
Hello.
I am going to have all of you make wisdom saving throws. Oof.
Oh my goodness. Does the protection from good and evil help any of the other people?
Give me a second. I'll double check.
Target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
That is huge. You are then protected from evil. No, you weren't protected.
No, not me, but the other
Just-
people.
Yeah,
Doc and
the
Rhea.
other, the other two.
Reginald and Rhea.
Yeah.
Which is deeply unfortunate because Reginald and Rhea, you guys made your saving throws and are immune to the horrifying visage, which is happening.
Yep, that's bad.
But so Doc, Lux, the pair of you are frightened.
Okay.
What did you guys roll? Oh, buddy.
Like, real bad. 5.
This is Doc. This is Lux. Doc,
Oh.
as this figure comes like tearing out of the mist in front of you, it's just like shrieks. And like its face, like it begins to like kind of emerge and become almost more substantial, horrifying. You feel a shiver run down your spine, your jaw clenches, the hair on your head like stands up. You are horrified. You proceed to age 10 years. Lux, you age 20 years. The pair of you are both frightened. You watch Rhea and Professor as like the hair just like begins to grow on your friends, cascading down their backs. The pair of them both being changelings. I don't think that like physically we see like wrinkles or any of that stuff kind of take over their skin, but I think probably like the hair growth is the most like immediate sign that like something terrible has happened to these two, as the both of you are frightened.
Oh,
Brutal.
That is
Oh
pretty
my-
brutal.
20 years?
That's right.
So many
Damn.
years.
Whoa, baby.
20 years, my friend.
Oh
Meanwhile,
my
the
gosh.
second thing proceeds to like come racing forward and then like hammer at the dog.
Moondog, no.
Got it. Rhea, you're going to be up on 8.
Do I get the sense that these are undead?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to channel divinity, turn undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a wisdom save. Let me just.
Jeez.
Must make a wisdom saving throw, and it's my spell save, so it's 16. Is that right?
Yep. Meanwhile, you see there's like the second, like kind of like wraith, like ghost comes screaming out. The dog is suddenly like bound up, lifted into the air, and smashed back down into the stone of the bridge. And like he like kind of like whimpers a little bit. And I will now make saving throws. Wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Oh. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. For its action, it can only use the dash to try to get away from you. So on its turn, it will try to flee. The poltergeist is not afraid. The ghost is. Rhea, that was your action. You have movement and a bonus action.
I'll move here. I guess bonus action. Spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it out and sorry, I shouldn't have rolled that. So deciding who to attack. Which one is moving away? I'm gonna attack the one that's not moving away.
Got it.
And I can re-roll that if you want. I didn't mean to roll it.
Oh, I
re-roll
don't care. That's fine. 17 hits.
Yeah.
The spiritual weapon appears, chompers the spectral turtle. So fascinatingly, he looks more tangible. He looks like real here as you conjure him. He looks almost like an actual turtle floating there in the air, and he like chomps down into this kind of wraith-like entity, which is like nicely done. Rhea, that's your action. Bonus action. You have movement. Anything else?
I just moved to get into flanking.
Got it.
But I know that Doc is frightened anyway. But...
Professor, I'm being a dick. You're surprised. Doc, you're up on 22.
Okay. I am going to move over here, assuming that the spider will attack me in the process.
It will.
Okay.
Waffle things, disadvantage or anything like that?
I probably should have moved him first, but I didn't, so it's going to miss anyway. And then I'm going to cast Heroism on Lux so that she is no longer frightened.
Yes.
That's rad.
And you are immune to being frightened as long as I maintain concentration, and you gain temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 9. So you have 9 temporary hit points, and then it says that they gain them at the start of each turn. I'm assuming they don't right?
They don't stack.
They
They
9 every
refresh.
time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So at the start of each of your turn, I believe. Each of its turns. Yeah.
We also have a potion of heroism. One of us has it. One of us has it.
It would be convenient if we knew.
We did say that we would bring it on every mission, and that was the idea.
We did. I assume that means you have it, though.
Nana Doc totally has it in like her
And Doc has a utility belt. I think.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we whisper in the ethereal place. Doc also frightened.
Yeah.
Doc's the only one now.
Yeah.
And Doc is aware that she can upcast spells, right? Yeah. Just checking.
Upcasting it affects more than one person. Great, thank you.
That's awesome. Did she upcast it?
Sure, yeah.
I'm not sure at the tabletop much.
Yeah.
But I know as artificers, it's difficult to know them all.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot. I didn't know that was a thing. Thank you.
Rich, you can send me to the principal's office after if I've made a party foul.
It's no problem. That's no problem.
Aggressively helpful.
What even is that? That's like the infomercial, Taylor. Unreal.
That's like the more you know.
It
thing,
is,
right?
yeah.
It's SpongeBob.
Just to,
Imagination.
fantastic.
That's what it is.
Just to clarify here, our friend Micah in the chat is blowing up the spot of heroism, which you get your ability modifier, which I believe is a +5, Doc. Right? So I think each of you just have 5 temporary hit points, not 9.
Oh, awesome. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I always confuse the spell attack bonus and the spell casting ability modifier. Thank you. Yeah, so 5 temporary
But
hit
just
points
to
each. That makes much
clarify
more
for you
sense.
there, Micah, Doc's spell attack modifier is +9, so there you go. Reverse engineer that. Good catch, though. Thank you. I appreciate it. Doc, that was your turn. You cast heroism. You move. Anything else?
Yeah.
Waffle, what's
So
up?
I will upcast heroism
Mhm.
so that we are both
Rad.
we are both no longer frightened.
Yep.
And then Waffle will move in for an attack.
You're both super brave,
spot.
slightly older changeling ladies now.
I do like to imagine, if I can, that like you start to cast it, and then like you look over at Reg, who's like now seeing what's happening, and he gives the look of like, "Are you gonna do it to you?" Like,
You're also a hero.
Oh.
And Waffle hits with
Yeah.
22.
He's
No, it's
flanking.
flanking.
So that
Are we
is a
flanking?
20!
Is there flanking going on here?
He's flanking
Yes.
Freya,
Move
for
Remember
sure.
me?
Waffle.
Great. Oh gosh.
Gosh,
For
Waffle.
12 force damage.
Come on, buddy.
That's min-max right there.
Amazing.
Min max
Yeah.
damage. Is that his daughter or his niece? Okay.
They're twins. One is much more loved than the other.
Doc.
Mini and Max.
Yeah.
Damage.
Mini
Yeah.
and max damage, exactly. Doc, you just
My
really
brother
made
gets all the attention.
you made heroes of the changelings. Waffle is heroic. Doc, that's your turn. Is that it?
Give me 1 second. I think I'm gonna move. I moved back already. 5. Okay, I will move up to this thing that seems bad.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, that's my turn.
Got it. A spider comes like racing down the bridge from behind. It uses its movement, it uses its action to dash in and close with you. This one is going to attack you, Lux. It now has advantage for flanking.
Rude.
23.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ow. Owie.
That's a lot of dice.
Con?
But guys, the sap is so good.
Good. Chrono Lily. Ooh.
Inu.
Old Lux takes 4 piercing damage and
Yeah,
23
really.
points of poison damage, my friend.
Ironically, I'm 44. Lux is 44 with 44 hit points.
Yeah, wait till you guys go back to the thing and be like, he'll look like young Ben too.
Dang. 27.
That is that one, Lux.
Jiminy.
You just get hit
Ooh.
bad as this spider like comes racing up next to you, and you like turn to your left, seeing the thing close in as like the fangs of the one behind you plunge into your collarbone, like just tearing through a bit of your armor, and you just feel the venom like course down into your arm, your whole right arm, your back like burning with fire as the phase spider's venom burns you. Meanwhile, this one wheels on you, Rhea, as Doc is like darted out of the way. 17.
Misses.
The shield like comes up, hammering into the spider's teeth. Venom kind of like dripping down the front of the shield onto the stone below. That's the spider's turn. Lux, you're up on 17.
Is that all of the spiders?
That's all 3.
you
The other
only
one had a
had the one
dash to
attack.
get in. Yeah.
One dashed, yeah.
The newest one just dashed
you gain
in to
5
close on you.
temp hit points at the start of your
Thank
turn.
you. Yes. Ooh. So afraid there for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scary.
Uh,
Scary.
Actually,
I'm
we're
so
frightened,
scared.
but you're not.
Very true. Very true. Okay.
I am listening to you, but I'm refilling my drink. I'm sorry. I'm listening though.
Okay. Gee willikers. All right. I can't. Well. See, I don't just want to get out because
like a ranger being flanked. You know? Yeah, that's great.
Well, no, and I don't want to leave because the professor's right there, and they'll just.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm good. He's great. He's golden.
Okay,
The
well.
professor's stronger than. Well, he's
I know,
probably as
Professor
strong as he
is-
looks.
He's 7.5 feet
He's
tall.
very large.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
if anything, the professor would say, "Eat them while they're here."
What? What?
What?
What?
What?
Sorry, it's my old voice. Goodness.
I got you in quite a pinch here, Lux. Literally, metaphorically,
Yeah.
all of it. Yep.
I mean, I can bounce, but like, well, that too, but
Way to call it back.
dang it.
yeah.
I mean, I just I don't want to leave Reg right there though.
Oh no! Do it. Do what you got to do.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah, Lux
live
Y'all
then.
don't go to me dead.
Fair. Lux is going to Misty Step,
Oh,
and bounce herself back a little bit. Yeah. Back here.
Lux vanishes, reappearing behind. Interestingly, Misty Step allows you to like jaunt through the ethereal plane. So you just like feel yourself like whoosh, like you move at the speed of thought as you like say the word, right? It's a whole different feeling. Though this is the first time you're casting it, so what the heck would you know?
Mhm.
Fascinating. Yeah.
And will pull out her bow and shoot at the one that attacked her.
Got it. The one that's still on Reg. So you proceed to like teleport back. The bow snaps out. Your new fungi arrows. 25 hits. Wham!
For 7.
Got it. And we proceed to see like this blue ichor like kind of like spray out of the back of it as the carapace shatters. Second attack.
Yes. 22.
Hits.
11.
Oof. 2 arrows like blasting into the back of the spider, cracking them wide open. Lux, that's your bonus action movement. You want anything else?
Nope.
Okay, got it. At this point, Zabar goes. He's just like, oh, he like howls loudly, and gosh, they're not. That doesn't matter. Yeah, he just does his howl. And I'm gonna make saving throws for these guys, and then you are up, Grace. Rhea. Oh no, wait, Ghost go. Sorry, that's my bad. 2 and 1.
Oh.
You proceed to like hear him bay, and you see the like faces of these twin specters, these ghosts, these insubstantial entities. Like their faces like turn, glaring at it. On 9, they go. This ghost like woof, is gone, turns and like races back into the clouds from whence it came. This one, however, on Doc does not flee, though it is afraid. It proceeds to try to slam you. This attack is with disadvantage because it's frightened. 6. You easily like kind of duck out of the way to no problem, Doc. That's their turn. Rhea, you're up on 8.
I'll have the spiritual. I'll have Chompers attack that poltergeist.
19 hits.
19 for 13 force damage.
With that, Chompers like chomps down into this thing, and it just like disincorporates into the smoke, and you kind of watch its form kind of like reabsorbed into the environment around you. Like their very essence is like made up of whatever this place is.
Okay. I saw those spiders do a lot of poison damage. I'm gonna bless everybody within 30 feet, which unfortunately I can't get to you now, Lux. So, the three of us, I can only do it on 3 creatures anyway. So the 3 of us are blessed up top.
Okay. I think you hear a voice in your mind, Ray, as you like call down this blessing of Clancy. Like, I never had anything against Clancy, you know. That's fine. It's all right. Ray, that was your action. That was your bonus action.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
Mm-hmm. It was clearly Zabar the dog. He's just like he's a little put off. Professor, you're up on 8.
Okay.
Okay. Blurb, 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 blurb. I think that seeing the poltergeist gone, these creatures. How's Lux looking?
I mean,
Well,
Okay.
44.
So I think that
about half. About
Yeah.
half.
I think the professor will kind of look around. He will then kind of ball his hand into a fist, which will activate the ring of jumping. And do I want to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to do that. Sure. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I haven't. Here's what he's going to do. He is going to. Gosh, sorry. I'm just realizing that if I do that, that's actually casting the spell, which changes my action. I didn't realize that until just now.
Yeah, it lets you like cast a spell as a bonus action, right? Yep.
Exactly. Which means I can only do a cantrip for my action.
Oh no, I don't care.
and-
You could do whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Rich's
We're
rules.
playing-
Yeah,
we're in
Rich doesn't
the
care.
Philly
We're breaking the
fan.
rules. Twitch
Wow.
TV
Breaking the
DM
rules.
Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then here we go. Cool time.
It's for exactly
Cool dude.
stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Bonus action, ring of jumping, and you see the gift queue, the hippo folk, bound up over the spider, not leaving its reach, but now landing back on this side without getting in range of the other.
Oh, amazing.
And then as its action, he will cast Chromatic Orb at first level at disadvantage because it is. Do I want to do that? Should I bound beyond?
Bound beyond.
No, I'll go at disadvantage because it is in melee range
Okay.
of me. And here, let's just do it.
What level?
We're doing first level.
Got it. The decoder wheel in front of you. Dude, that hits. Awesome.
Yeah.
For 13 points of does Reg know anything about whether they were vulnerable to anything?
No, they weren't. Like force damage worked really well against them, though. I don't think that's one of your options. But they didn't have any
It's not one of the
vulnerabilities. Yeah.
options. But yeah, so I think it's while he's in the air,
Mm-hmm.
like over top of
Boom.
fire just rains down from his decoder wheel, and he lands on his feet and does like a little bit of a pose and looks back at Lux behind him.
Mhm.
That's my turn.
Hippos abound. Bounding hippos
We're like
abound.
hoppos.
Yeah, really.
10.
More like hoppos. Am I right? Doc, you're up on 22.
Great. Doc is going to move down, and she's going to take her battle axe out and swing at this spider.
Okay. Flankerinos.
Yeah. Flankerinos.
Like,
Yeah.
14.
Actually hits. The axe like hammers into the carapace of this spider from behind.
For 14 slashing damage.
Doc, you proceed to like shear 2 legs clean off the back of this thing, and it's like like skittering around as it's like turning to kind of get you, and its body like falls halfway off the ledge, and then it just kind of like like collapses off, begins kind of floating away, destroyed.
Excellent. Then she is going to move 5 more feet towards this one and use her second attack on that one. then.
Nice. Just like carrying the momentum of the axe blow, you like carve around, swing at this one. 27 hits. Nice.
for 8 slashing damage.
Hell yeah.
And then as a bonus action, Waffle is going to hit the one that he's next to.
13 hits. That's our armor class.
Amazing. For 4 force damage.
Got it. Waffle, like blasting with his little tail, cracks this thing right in the side of its head while it's trying to deal with Rhea. And he, Doc, that was your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Spider's up on 20. This one wheels on you, Doc, like reeling up on its back legs as it hammers down. 21, that hit?
I will cast shield.
Got it. The shield proceeds to like unfold after a fashion from like your mechanical thing.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I did that math wrong. The the shield thingy that I have from last week doesn't stack on top of shield the spell.
No,
right?
it would actually. Like if you're fighting with the
Oh,
battle
okay, great.
axe and a shield, then you just get like the shield gives you +2 to your AC, and then the shield spell is like on top of that.
Right, but I use that battle axe two-handed twice, so does that?
No, at the end of your turn, you could still be like and like bring
Bonus
the
action,
force shield.
or like free
Yeah.
action. Yeah,
Great. Okay, then.
that's
Okay.
why it's cool. Doc. No.
I know. It's also why I don't understand.
Just
I'll take it, but
yeah,
it's
really.
cool.
I'm wrapping my brain around it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, great. It doesn't hit. Them.
I just love giving out like annoyingly small game-breaking items. Yeah. So you don't get hit as your like mechanical shield proceeds to like expand up around like this shield of force, the bracer that you have kind of shining this force shield right there, and the spider misses. That's its turn. On its bonus action, it proceeds to like shift out of phase and is no longer there. The second one, meanwhile, goes for Rhea. Same kind of deal. I think it like loops around
This
the
is a
side.
disadvantage.
Miss.
Miss.
As Waffle like zooms in down from behind, is like kind of battering it, and it like distracted, is unable to like land purchase on you. At which point, for its bonus action, it like shifts out of phase. Lux, you're up on 17.
Okay, I cannot see anything.
Negative. They both have like
okay.
shifted away from you, and as you recall from last time you fought them, this is their thing. They can just kind of like move back and forth between the prime material and the ethereal plane. Now, interestingly, because you all are on the ethereal, you can still see them. Like these spectral, ghostly spiders moving around on the bridge on the other side of this veil between. And so ultimately, this one has moved around to the northern side of Rhea, and this one to like kind of the northern side of Doc. But they're both still like waiting here to reappear on their turn.
Okay, so, but I can't. I like if I were to attack, like there would be just nothing to like gain purchase
You
on,
cannot,
basically.
Lux, let me have you make a Horizon Walker Ranger. Let me have you make like an Arcana or a History check with advantage right here.
History.
16. Nice. So when you're like attacking like a creature like this from this plane, like your arrows wouldn't do any good, a fireball wouldn't do any good, but force damage could transfer from here to there, as you well know, and thus.
Oh, you mean my planar warrior ability?
I do.
That turns all of my damage into force?
I do.
Yeah. Great. Let's do that.
I do.
Yeah, Luxor bonus action will cast Planar Warrior.
You have a moment of
And,
like pure frustration until you remember the little bit that you have learned about the ethereal plane, and with that you focus. Which one are you like planar warrioring?
The one near Doc.
Okay, got it. And so go for it. Make your attack rolls as you're about to fire your force arrows into the prime material plane. That's a miss.
Yeah, that's a big old bummer right there.
It's okay. It's the first time you're shooting across the plains. But the second arrow, as the first kind of clatters off the bridge and you're not quite able to focus it properly, the second proceeds to like tear through this veil where it like makes contact with the spider on the prime material plane. You guys watch Lux fire an arrow and it hits the thing, and then you watch her fire the second one and it hits this like wraith-like spider waiting on the other side of the realm. Lux, that's your bonus action. That's your action. You have movement?
I think I'll stay.
Okay. With that, like Zabar goes, I think he is going to move around here next to Doc and hold his action. The ghost is running away from Rhea. Rhea, you're up on 8.
Can Chompers like try to attack the one that's in front of me?
Yeah, you think it could, given what you just saw Lux do. You think to yourself, like, hell, can't hurt, maybe. And with that, Chompers, like, you watch him, like, bite, and you see the spider in the prime material plane recoil. Go ahead and roll damage. That hits. Nice.
10.
He like chomps down on this fave spider on the other side of the realms. Rhea, that's your bonus action. You have an action.
I'll just cast Cure Wounds on. Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Sick. You call down a prayer to Clancy, and yeah, you feel some of like the pain ease from your bones. Professor, you're up on 8.
I think the professor lands and then immediately like looks at this ring and says, "Oh, well, I could get used to that," and immediately like runs, like charges toward the dog, activates the ring, and bounds another 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Over top of the dog. And as an action, I have 5 more feet of movement, so I will actually land here. And as an action, I will hold the spell. I will hold the spell Chill Touch because he doesn't know any better.
Okay, got it. Doc, you're up on 22. You could see this freaking spider like on the other side of the plains in the prime material, like positioning to kind of reemerge. What would you like to do?
Oh,
Yeah.
darn. Go ahead. Sorry, he's distracted.
It's taunting me.
I will
It's
say, like, totally, like, this is, like, silly, because Lux definitely would have, like, once she, like, had that, like, realization moment, she would have, like, shouted, like, force damage!
Which Reginald only heard after he prepared his cantrip whilst in the air.
Yeah, no, fair.
Okay. I think I am just gonna hold a battle axe attack. Because I don't really have anything else I can do. Yeah.
So you're just going to hold a battle axe attack to hit them when they reappear?
Exactly.
And with that, they reappear.
Great.
Release the hounds.
Release the axe. Sorry, that was me getting all worked up as Rich Tremendous again. I didn't getting a little fired up later than that. 21, yeah, hits. For 10 points of slashing damage, Doc. The axe like hammers into this thing. The second that it reappears, it's like lunging for you, but the axe connects. Second attack?
Do I get 2 on a held
Do
action?
you? I thought you're able to like release your full attack action when you hold it, don't you? Yeah.
Yes. Much like casting a spell, you get the full action. It just costs your reaction to release it.
Got it. 24 hits.
Right.
for 12,
For 12
with
more
that,
slashing
Doc.
damage.
Like, it, like, launches itself at you, and the first axe blow, like, swings in. I think you shear, like, one of the pincers, like, clean off one of its fangs, and the axe, like, whips up and hammers down to its head as this thing just dies right at your feet, obliterated. Way to battle axe.
Amazing.
Doc, that was not even your turn, but you're killing stuff. Meanwhile, this one is jumping at you, Rhea.
I will release the chill touch
Oh,
while
yeah.
that happens.
Brutal. This is super relevant. That hits.
16.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as your reaction like goes off, it reappears. The like this ghostly hand emerges, grabbing into it. Rhea, your eyes go wide as you realize this thing is about to like hammer you, and it's just like and falls backwards onto the flat of its back. Fortunately for you,
Almost
not
crit.
doing all that damage. I think is 57.
Oh my god.
See my
But
life
Rhea-
flashed before my eyes.
But
yeah.
Rhea is protected.
Oh yeah, great call. Thank
So
you.
it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, way to remember stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. That makes me feel better for forgetting to move Waffle to allow it to deflect an attack.
And I think that like with that, the spiders are destroyed. The ghosts driven back by the power of Rhea via Clancy. And I think that you guys hear the voice of Zabar the Moondog in your heads like, yeah, I mean, that's about what I expected. I told you this place is pretty harrowing.
That ghost that I just took, it ran away. It would just run away forever, right? We don't have to worry about it.
I mean, forever is a very long time. I think that probably it's not gonna. Yeah.
Like
Some amount of time between 0
like a
and
minute. It has a minute before it might come back. So, should we go?
And the other one died or just disappeared? Do we know that?
No, that weird
Oh,
turtle
we killed
destroyed
it.
it.
Yeah.
Great.
Chompers.
Sorry.
Chompers.
No worries.
Chompers does do that. She's
Yeah.
great.
Everybody, look
think
at Alex. How are you looking?
Yeah.
Old.
Let's go.
Yeah, you
let's-
look old.
Yeah.
Your hair is so long. Doc, you too. What happened?
Rhea, you're not supposed to say things like
What?
nothing.
Yeah.
I am
You'd
going to
s-
cast Cure Wounds on Lux. Yeah.
What's
I am just debating really quickly. I'm going to do it at second level. You've
Not like terrible. Like first level would be fine.
16.
you at full health?
Healing.
Close?
Pretty close.
Enough that like a cure wounds might be like too much. I feel like I cast.
10.
I'll cast cure wounds.
I think as that happens, like Reginald is like
Oh.
slowly reaching out to like Chompers floating there and tries to touch him.
He's as solid as any real turtle you have ever touched in your life. You're like, tunk, tunk.
The heroism temporary HP are going to go away, and I'm assuming we're no longer blessed.
I think Reg, he
Right.
like turns and looks at you, and then I think he looks at like Doc and Waffle, and then I think he looks back at you, and he's like,
This is
Yeah.
Chompers? Who did
Yeah.
this?
Turtle noises.
This is amazing. Ray would you just I want to harness my divine power to get a spell slot back. It says no more than half of my proficiency bonus. With my proficiency bonus being 3, does that mean I can take a second level spell slot back or just one?
could you just dump it in the chat? Let me like actually
Yeah.
read it, but I think let me see.
No more than half to me implies 1, I guess.
Rounded up. Half your proficiency bonus rounded up, which is 2.
Oh, round it up.
Yeah, you're good. 2. Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Great.
Chompers. Rhea is busy at the moment.
Yeah, Ray just like the like turtle shell, and then like looks up as like I think he's like like makes that noise, and then just like locks eyes with Chompers.
I think he's like, like, I think he goes like floating over through space, like.
Are you seeing?
To me, does it float over
Yeah,
to me?
yeah.
Oh, we're like doing, like forehead to head, like just like that for like minutes, not a
Well,
minute.
for seconds
Yeah.
until the
As long-
spiritual weapon
yeah,
ends,
seconds
and
till he,
then
like-
he's just
Yeah,
like,
it goes away. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
right? Like 30 seconds later,
my
he just kind of like vanishes, I think like right before he vanishes, there's a moment he takes his little clawed feet and like touches your cheek, Rhea. He's just like,
Like disappears. Like Ray like shakes herself. Is like, well, the ghost will probably come back. It came about. It happened. All that happened about the same time.
Oh my goodness. That's so good.
What's that? What was that?
I think Reg is like now wondering if he is hallucinating from the alcohol.
Right.
Between Chompers and his friends aging. Yeah. He doesn't know.
It's Corona Lily up there. Should we go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems
Yes,
probably
yes,
like,
yes. Let us go quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Oh shit. I think like as Zabar kind of like trots forward, he just sort of like stops like right about here. And I think it's at this point the lot of you see the ghosts and they're lingering in the air, though they have their backs to you, a pair of them, kind of like just floating up in the air. And as you guys are coming, like Lux and Doc, I think you catch sight, or Rhea, all of you here. Let's move you all up to here so you can all kind of see what I'm talking about. As the lot of you like get here, you catch right at the edge of your vision, these two ghosts are looking down at what looks like this human woman. Her skin is like darker. She has like kind of black hair, cropped short, these like loose linen clothes kind of like gusting about her, and she's looking up at the ghosts with like these wide eyes, like shaking a little bit. She's right at like the edge of your vision in the clouds. And then she looks to you and like sees you like,
Hello.
Hi.
who are you?
You okay?
What are you doing here?
Looking for a plant.
Why?
Are you okay?
Are you in trouble?
What are you doing here?
Are you being oppressed?
And I think she like
This ghost
I
oppressive.
think she like looks up at the ghosts again, and the ghosts are like, "Ah!" And she turns and starts trying to run. I don't know if you guys want to act. What are you guys gonna do?
You shoot her?
Not her.
Oh my god.
Oh.
She runs away. I was like, well, better shoot.
No, I shoot her for sure. No.
You guys want
No,
to
no.
do something? As she's gonna turn to try to run? I guess.
I mean, there's ghosts
Yeah.
right
Let's
there,
roll
right?
initiative.
Is she
Yeah.
armed? Okay,
She doesn't
yeah,
have a
all right.
weapon in her hand. Nope.
And she does not appear to be in charge, like of these ghosts, for example. I couldn't tell from the layout.
Nope. I'm gonna say like you could try to make an insight check or whatever, right? But she doesn't. Holy cow!
Wow.
Whoa, baby.
No, that's Rhea.
Jeez.
Has it been less than 10 minutes?
No. Yes, it's definitely under 10 minutes. It's been like a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So protection from
Yeah,
evil
we're still
is
half
definitely
protected.
still up. Doc,
Yes.
you may act first.
But it's been longer than a minute since I cast heroism, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to. I am going to cast firebolt at one of the ghosts, at the one on the left.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. That seems, I don't know. 25?
Hits.
13 fire damage.
Got it. You fire this bolt of flame from your hand. It like hits the ghost, kind of writhing around it. You don't think it did like quite as much damage as you were hoping, unfortunately. Oops. But nonetheless, it does hit. That's your action. Anything else?
Yeah, Waffle flies up and whacks it.
10's going to be a miss as he comes flying up,
Okay.
his tail whipping around like whoo. Doc, you get to your action bonus action. You got movement.
I do have movement. I think I'm just gonna like run up and with like 6 seconds be like, wait, we don't want to hurt you. Come back.
Got it. And as you're like racing up, she's like looking like, how did you people get here? And she turns and runs, like racing up the stairs, where you see this like massive plant growing at the top of the stairs. These like big, fat purple blossoms kind of blooming all about it. And the woman like darts around it, like racing up to these kind of double doors behind it, and throws herself into the room, like slamming the doors kind of closed behind her. That is her turn. The ghosts go on 20. Gosh. Okay. Right. Brutal. Doc, I'm going to have you make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. Okay.
No.
As you guys see one of them come like racing towards Doc and just proceed to like woof, like smash right like into her, right? And there's a moment where like Doc's like thrashing around and the ghost is just kind of like jutted back up out of her, unable to kind of find purchase and take control of her. This one, on the other hand, though, wheels onto Waffle and like reaches out, like grabbing at the little metal dragon. 16, does that hit him?
Yep.
He takes 21 points of necrotic damage. Does he have resistance to that?
I am not sure. Nope.
Yeah, so the ghost like grabs out at the small mechanical dragon, like
Waffle is at 0 hit points.
oh no!
He had exactly 21 HP.
No.
Okay, so he's just at 0.
Wait, that's not right. Never mind. He has 32 HP.
Okay,
now.
great.
Good.
Oh.
I leveled up. Never mind. His
Level
token
up.
is out of
Level
date.
up.
I was
Level
about
up,
to get
level
upset.
up.
That's how my whole streaming career ends. The day I kill Waffle.
Oh,
Lux,
There we
you're up
go.
on 17
crush
too.
waffle.
I have mending for a reason. It's okay, but yeah.
Lux, you're up on 17.
Okay. Yeah, I think Lux is gonna just shoot her bow at this ghost. And we'll use Planar Warrior again.
Okay, nice. Which turns
this
all of
ghost.
your damage into force damage.
Yes.
So you're going for the
Rainbow.
Doc Ghost or the Waffle Ghost?
Doc.
Got
Ghost.
it. Hits. Boom! And the arrow, like transforming into this bolt of force, tears through this ghost for 11 points of damage. That's your first attack. Second attack?
Oh.
12 hits.
Nice. 16.
These force arrows like ripping through the specter looming in front of you, Doc. Your changeling sister here has your back. Lux, that was your action. Bonus action. You have movement?
I think she'll stay. She'll hang
Got
back.
it. Rhea Dubrook, you're up on 9.
I'll move up. Let's move here. Let's
let's just attack with the trident. 11.
That is the ghost's armor class. Hits.
Oh,
Oh, whoa.
That's one-handed on my shield.
Got it.
6 piercing damage.
Got it.
And let's get chompers to attack the other one.
As Chomper reappears, the tiny, powerful turtle, he tries to like chop into the other one, but yeah, he seems like distracted as he's like looking back at you with affection in his eyes. To no avail. That's Chomper's. Okay.
That's it.
Professor, you're up on 9.
I think the professor steps forward and like starts to move, like to bound over, and then pauses and realizes something and looks at Rhea. Says, I hope she's so. And then he kind of looks at the ghost. Says, "Who do you think you are? You are a nobody." And casts vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I need a wisdom save from the ghost on the right.
Oh,
Right.
the very mocked ghost.
Yes. So you consider yourself mocked. 4. Yeah, it takes 4 psychic damage, and they have disadvantage on their next attack.
Got it.
Yes, on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next
Which one
turn.
did you go for? The one on Rhea and Doc or the waffle one?
Yeah, the one on Rhea and Doc. And I think Reg is going to stand here for the moment until things
Okay,
change.
got it.
Yes.
Doc, you're up.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sorry, I'm apologizing to the chat. That's not the important thing to do
No,
right
it's
now.
fine.
Also, just as a point, Rich is the goodest boy in the queue.
The goodest boy
initiative.
is not in the queue. As well, he should be. I think that, yeah. You know what he's going to do? He comes running up here next to you, Doc, and he's just going to help you. How about that?
Nice.
Great. What does it look like when he helps Doc with her battle axe?
He comes like darting in at the ghost and starts like leaping and biting and snapping at it. He's like braying and howling and slobbering strange ethereal spit all over the place.
Cool. Yeah, that's you invite a bunch of DMs on to play. I'm gonna ask you questions.
You have to.
16.
That's gonna hit.
Great. Yeah, Doc swings her battle axe for 13 slashing
Doc,
damage.
the axe carves through this ghost, just like ripping its substance apart, driving like its whole essence back into the kind of miasma of the plane around it. That ghost is destroyed.
Doc moves to the next ghost.
Doc has destroyed one of the 2 ghosts with their
Yes.
enchanted battle axe and steps over to the other one.
11. You said hits.
Yeah, it hits. That's her AC.
Oh my god.
14 slashing damage on that one.
Got it. Whoosh. The enchanted battle axe again, just like ripping through the etheric substance of this thing, carving it apart, pulling it to pieces. Doc, that's your action. Bonus action.
Yeah, I think Waffle is gonna like look like around the ghost at Chompers for a second and like, and then whip at the ghost with his tail. It's like this moment of like, hey.
You look different, friend.
Hits.
For 7 force damage to the ghost.
Yeah. Waffle's little tail, the force damage, doing a hell of a number on this ghost. It proceeds to like smash into it, and again we just like see the thing like blasted away, the smoke kind of rolling off of it. Doc, that's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. At which point the ghost goes on 20. It like rears down at you, and this one hasn't done this yet, so it is going to try to just possess you. Can I get a DC 13 charisma saving throw, Doc?
Oh no.
And with that, you guys watch the second of these two ghosts like and hammer down into your friend. So smart, so strong, so tough. Doc's just got it all. The exact perfect vehicle for an angry ghost that wants to beat the hell out of all of you. The ghost seems to be gone. Lux, you're up on 17. What do you want to do?
Um, son of a biscuit. I think Lux. I mean, do we understand that Doc is possessed?
I don't know. Do
we
you?
see
What
the
does
ghost
what
like
does
go
Lux
in?
know about ghosts? Yeah, I mean, like you did see the ghost like smash into Doc's body and not come back out, right? So
I mean, if yeah, okay. Because I guess if she knows protection from evil and good, and knows what that protects against, I think she will drop protection from evil and good on Reg and cast it on Doc instead.
okay, I think it's touch, isn't
as an
it?
action.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, Lux
Come
will
running up.
run up
Yep.
to Doc and like shake her like no, like cast protection from evil and good, which doesn't do anything until you make another saving throw, but it gives advantage for that saving throw.
Okay.
So yeah, that's action.
Sorry, it does that not if it doesn't stop the possession?
Let me see.
If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Okay, thank you. Hadn't read the last part.
And gosh, bonus action. Yeah, I think Lux will use her bonus action to jump backwards.
You
ring.
can't jump
So,
and
yeah, I
come
think she
like
runs up to
leaping
Doc.
backwards.
Yeah, and like does like a cool backflip, like back to where like she was.
Doc's gonna use their reaction to take an attack against you, Doc. Like you feel this ghost in your mind, like caught her, and so yeah, I'm gonna have you take a shot at your friend.
With the bad luck.
You could do it one-handed. 20! Yeah, I can write this better. Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage on your dear friend, Lux.
Oh, come on. I thought it was clear. Gosh, dang it.
For 8 damage. That's the lowest damage I've rolled.
Excellent.
Oh
It's
my
like Doc
God.
knows.
2
Like
ones.
Doc
Something in
knows.
Doc is fighting this as best she
Lux,
can.
you take 8 points of damage as you leap back away from your friend who like snarls at you. This expression you couldn't imagine. The axe, like with a backhand, kind of lazy chop cleaves into you. That was your turn, Lux. That brings us to Rhea on 9.
Ray would have known what Lux just
Yeah,
did.
for sure.
Like I have protection from evil and good. Does Ray know how you make someone not possessed by a ghost?
Make a religion check. I love that smile, Grace.
Friend not possessed.
11? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's been like just because she's like tired doesn't mean
Yeah,
anybody's
I don't.
been
I kind of
possessed.
like think not. You know, I think like she's got a basic understanding of these things. Like she knows that the turn undead can drive them off. But like, yeah,
Is this a wild move to bless Doc that has +4 to the saving throw? But like if she doesn't make the saving throw and she attacks, she also has +4. So like, it seems so like if she fails a saving throw, even with advantage, she has +4 to attacks. I think it's why not? I think that's what Freya's gonna do. So gonna bless the other 3. I'll bless everybody.
Oh, nice. No concentration, or it is concentration.
It is
Okay,
concentration. Yeah.
so you're gonna bless Doc, Reggie, Lux. Got it. That's your action.
That's
Bonus
it, I
action?
think. Yeah, that's. I don't really have
Okay.
anything. Is anybody taking damage? Anybody else taking damage? No,
Mm-mm.
right? No. Okay, that's it.
Professor, you're up on 9.
You're muted, Trey.
Let me just roll a thing real quickly to see how Reggie is processing this. It's not really an action, but just okay. I think Reg would like give Rhea a sideways look and say, "I don't think she's with us." And he will cast Magic Missile at 2nd level at Doc.
Oh.
In hopes that it will do something which he does not know how it works. So,
Doc having just burned a reaction to chop Lux in the back.
And I already, Rich, you're muted, but I already took my reaction when Lux
That's what I
left.
was saying.
Mhm.
Doc having burned her
Yeah, okay,
reaction to
great.
chop Lux in the back. Yeah. Proceeds to take 7, 9, 12 points of damage as magic missiles like come pummeling into her. Yep.
and I think Doc, as you look back at Reg, like you start to see tears start to well up in his eyes.
Well, Reg,
That's it.
I think
Pretty common for Reg to shoot a fellow ally. So.
Good one.
Surprising.
You get Troy inspiration.
yeah, really. I think that the 3 of you hear the voice of Zabar, like, oh, this is not great. I mean, it's a good thing I came with you, though. We do live here. We have to deal with this shit all the time. And he like turns and looks at Doc like, oh, and like howls at you, Doc, casting Dispel Evil and Good, which is a thing he can do, and I did not just add to the sheet now. And he then like kind of like reaches up with a paw, like touching you on your leg. Charmed, frightened. They are no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature. It's just that easy. And so the ghost is like shoved out of Doc's body as Zabar, the moon dog, like looks at you like, and you hear the voice in your head, Doc, like, are you okay?
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, you should kill that thing. You're up.
Yeah, I think Doc is definitely going to try to do that. And crit.
This is incredible. I love these dice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Doc is furious and so swings her battle axe for 17 damage.
I don't know if anybody's like tracking the hit points here that are happening as well, but gosh, they're telling a whole story. Doc, you cleave into this ghost for 17 points of damage, like ripping away most of its essence, but it lingers. It still endures. Second attack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. The dice giveth and the dice.
Incredible. That's a miss. Bonus action?
Yeah, that's okay. One day I will learn to move Waffle first, but today is not that day, so it's fine. Waffle is going to move and give himself advantage. and then make his attack. 18
Hits.
for 7 force damage.
Waffle, I think, hammers clean into the ghost, tail thrashing, wings flapping, jaws cranking, and with that, it is destroyed, dispersed back into the ether.
Can I just point out?
Did you kill 2 ghosts and got possessed by one in between?
Yeah. It's a little
Oh my
possession
God.
sandwich.
Yeah. And then I think Waffle comes in and is like, "No, Mom!"
Oh. Yeah, I think Lux definitely puts her bow on her back quick and runs up to Doc and gives her a hug.
What the hell, Reggie?
Oh, no.
It's twice now. You're just shooting at people? Come on, man.
Pull it together here.
Poor Reggie.
I think when Lux rushes forward to hug Doc, I think she doesn't move at first, and she's like, "I'm so sorry."
It's okay. Fine. Really. Are you okay?
Yeah. I couldn't stop it. That was
We knew it wasn't you. It's okay.
okay. It was scary.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everybody else all right?
I'm fine.
I think
Yeah.
Reg steps forward to Doc and just says, Did it help?
Maybe. I don't know if. I don't know. Maybe. It might have. I don't really know how this works.
For the second time today, Reginald will look Doc up and down and just try to see if she is okay.
Make an insight check.
I'm sorry.
This time. I don't know. 15. I'm sorry. I thought it was a 5. I think you realize that once again, she is not enchanted or ensorcelled. But I'm going to take a leap here, Melissa, and say I think that you realize she's not okay either. She's okay, but she's not okay.
Yeah, I think Doc is someone who is, likes the other crew just fine, but Lux is the person in this world that she loves the most, and she just attacked her, so she's not great, and she's questioning a lot of things about herself.
Ray is having a moment with Chalmers.
Yeah.
Before it.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
There is much to be said, but I'm incredibly aware of the fact that there is another person up those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's ignore our problems and just
We'll debrief
Yes,
later.
bury the trauma. Just bury
Yeah.
the trauma.
just
Put it in a box,
Crush
Yep.
it.
store it away.
Yep, pack it up nice and neat.
Can I get Waffle to cast Repair?
Yeah.
Oh,
Great. Why do I have to? I thought I was gonna
I don't know.
roll dice.
I do think Reg will say to Doc after looking, checking in on her. Doc, you may want to heal yourself, unless Rhea can assist.
Oh, I can.
Physician, heal thyself.
yeah.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Nice.
I don't need it. I didn't take that much
Well,
damage.
Lux, as you like trot up the stairs, Zabar kind of follows you, and you see this kind of massive plant growing up, seemingly right out of the stone here in the ethereal realm. There is the door to this place in front of you. It doesn't look exactly aesthetically as it does on this map. It is not like a kind of graded door gate like that, Porticus. It's this solid pair of doors. Which were slammed shut by the person that ran away. But yeah, this massive kind of chrono lily is growing up in front of you. These huge sort of leaves, almost like succulent. They're kind of like massive with this very kind of waxy, smooth, reflective surface to the actual leaves themselves. And then these big, fat purple flowers growing up off of them. These like many-faceted kind of like lily blooms emerging up out of the top.
I think that Lux looks to I keep like thinking that I don't have his name right. Zabar?
You got it.
Okay. How do you get the sap from this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that great with plants. I've eaten grass a few times, but it didn't sit well with me.
I'm assuming you kind of maybe it's like, aloe maybe.
I mean, your furball, she really knows this shit.
Rhea.
Yeah. I got it.
Thank you. Can Lux go check out these doors?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is it locked?
As you go to like push the door open, you see there like just kind of you would push it open. You feel like it hits a bar from behind.
Is there a gap? Like, can I see the bar at all?
Yeah, as you're peering in, you can sort of like see the bar on the inside, and I think that that Zabar like kind of turns, looking at you, is like, you want to get in there?
I mean, I can get in there.
I mean, me too. I can also get in there.
Does anybody else want to get in here?
You like turn around. Rhea and Professor have like stepped up to the plant. What are you two doing back here?
Scoping out the plant. See if I can get the sap.
You certainly can. It'll basically be like a survival check to harvest the sap from the plant. I don't know necessarily who wants to make it, but yeah.
I have a +5 and I can cast guidance on whoever. So it doesn't have to be me, but I'll cast guidance on whoever's doing it.
Oh, I
Go
think
ahead.
it should be you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Reginald is like going over to the right staircase and just checking like for anyone or anything else. Eyes up.
Since I'm also proficient in survival and herbalism and stuff, can I be helping?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With this
Yeah.
harvest?
Okay,
Great.
so Doc and Ray, you guys are kind of picking through the branches, looking for the fattest ones, like taking out a kind of like knife. I think like Doc is getting vials out to like take this sap that you extract. So what'd you get here, Ray? A 20?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I think that like as Lux is scoping out the door with Zabar, you're like taking the knife and like scoring the length of like a couple of the actual stems with these flowers on it, and this liquid, it's almost like got the consistency of honey as it begins to come out. It's a little bit more fluid than that, but it's emanating this kind of golden light that like juxtaposes itself with the kind of purple light of the environment around you as it like begins to like drip in these big fat like droplets right out of the side of it. Doc like capturing them in the vials. Professor, as you're like kind of scoping out everything, you come over to these side stairs. You can see the prime material plane through this kind of veil that is all around you perpetually since you've come into this place. And I think you're kind of like examining the space up here, and you're like getting that overlay of images, right? It's like this very strange sensation where you're seeing both at once. But I think that you're able to kind of discern as you're looking at the prime version of this place, it seems like it's almost like a ruined, kind of like blasted, broken, blown out place. This like etheric echo that endures here is far more preserved and structurally kind of intact, right? And you're not like, as you're looking at the prime, also you realize like there's not this hanging in space kind of vibe that's happening here. This building is on like a stretch of ground that is blasted, and there's upheaval. It's like broken. There's holes. There's like craters next to it. And I think like not far from where you're standing, you see what looks like a telltale bit of like metal wreckage from a ship. Not the same ship as your Dragonfly per se, but a ship very similar, a Spelljammer ship, of which you have seen more than a few at this point in your expeditions. So while those two are like kind of extracting sap, and the professor is like scoping out the environment, I think Zabar and like Lux, you two are there, and he's just like, do you want me to get the door open?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. And he
Thanks.
like steps through the door, phasing out. Rhea, may I have you roll a 1d4?
Mm-hmm.
Rhea, you're able to extract, with the help of your associate Doc here, 4 doses of the Chrono Lily sap.
Amazing.
Rhea packs them in her bag.
As you're kind of like packing them in the bag, I think the lot of you like catch sight of the chariots, like they kind of trail overhead, the horses like having not like left that far. And I think Lux, as you're like waiting for Zabar to open the door, you hear the rattling of the bar on the other side of the door, and then you hear like, and then a lot of you like hear in your minds like, you need to run now. And with that, there's like the terrible shrieking of what sounds like a dozen ghosts, and a lot of you like look up on the face of this building, and you see the spectral images of ghosts beginning to just like emerge through the wall, like starting to kind of like pour out of this library, like glaring down to you, beginning to like scream. And the chariots start to like drop out of the sky into like this area where you guys are, and all of you have like a frantic moment. What would you like to do?
Oh,
Do
he's
we-
stuck
do you-
behind there?
Can you see Zabar?
Yeah, can I?
You can't
can I
see him. The
through
door is still like closed, and like the little bit of a crack, like it kind of slammed back towards you. The door is like slammed closed. You can't see him on the other side.
Oh my goodness. I can't. There's nothing I can do.
Not really.
Shit.
Think Rhea. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Reginald, while the things descend, is going to step back and then headfirst charge directly into the door in order to attempt to dislodge it.
Make an athletics check.
Can Lux help if she like sees him like coming towards the door,
Sure.
like she does like a similar
Sure.
thing?
Boom! You like smash into the door. You feel it kind of like vibrate in the door frame. It does not open. Lux, you like throw your weight into it with the professor to no avail. Rhea and Doc, what are you two doing?
Can I get a status on this door? Like, why wasn't it opening? Is it just locked?
There's a bar on the
bar.
back, and so Zabar like kind of phased
Oh,
through to
okay.
like kick the bar up from the other side, and then this all happened.
Shoot.
I think Rhea looks at the vials like in the bag and looks up, and then like knowing that Zabar like said like you have to run, it's like he's been here before. He knows what's there? We're all gonna die if we don't leave.
Yeah.
And we do, even with the slam into the door, it doesn't crack it open for us enough to see him.
It like shutters open and there is the gap. You see the bar still inside. And I think that what you see looking back at you from the other side, it is not Zabar the dog, but rather you see the blinking of a bright green eye, a single kind of massive eye on the mottled like brown skin of some kind of alien looking face, and it just like blinks at you from the other side of the door. And I just want to check with Doc, what do you want to do here? Rhea like yells, we can't stay. Yep.
Yeah, I think she's like prepared to run as soon as she sees that that's what the professor and Lux are gonna do, and like readies her battle axe if any of the ghosts come down. She's kind of holding
Okay,
that
so
action.
she pulls her battle axe out as like the ghosts are beginning to like emerge from the building. Lux and Professor, in front of you, you see this like thing peering back, this big green eye glimmering back at you from the other side of the door. It's not like huge or anything, but it's like this big, right? It's like as big as like the center of like Lux's face, right? If she had like one eye in the center of her head. And so it like blinks back at you. This is like your one round. Round two. What do you guys want to do?
We should run, right?
Rhea's running
Yeah.
to the chariot.
Rhea races to the chariot. Doc is like
calling
lingering.
him to come back. To come. Yeah. We gotta go.
Yeah, I think Lux will like pull on Reggie.
Lux takes like the hesitating step, yanking at Reggie's shoulder. Reggie.
Oh. No sign of the dog.
You don't see him there. I mean, you're looking through like a gap in the door, right? Of like a couple inches, you know.
I think it takes a couple of pulls from Lux.
Live to fight another day. We'll come back.
Turns and runs.
Okay. And so you turn and start running, and Doc like glaring up. The ghosts are now like diving down in towards you. The shrieks like echoing in this like chorus of like vengeful death that is descending on you as you all like race to the chariots, stepping up into the backs of them, Waffle like flying madly along with you, and the dragon horses take off, leaping off the bridge, the chariots like carving through the smoke and the mist and the very good soup that is the ethereal plane as they begin to pound back to the portal to the community of Bridge from whence you came. And I think that, my friends, is where we will leave the four of you for tonight.
You bastard.
I know, I really am
God
a
damn it, the
real
dog.
son of a bitch.
I just killed the
I'm
dog.
a real
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Are you trying to compete with Joe here, killing a dog on your
Oh
screen?
no! Oh God! Listen, it was off screen. I didn't say death. Nobody said death.
He's not
you guys
dead.
all said death.
He's not dead.
If you want to see the exciting climax to this adventure, tune in on Saturday right here at Twitch TV/DM Philly at 2 p.m. where we're gonna have a special crossover Dragonfly episode with our friends at Sabotage the DM again. You may see some of the characters from last time, episode 3.5, right when we got started, was their 1 year anniversary, and we did a little crossover with them that was kind of crazy on Malpiety Prime, and so we will pick up.
We had Flux and Chunk and Gloria.
Flux and Chunk and Gloria, who were, I believe, whale sperm smugglers out there on the high seas of space.
Oh my god, I forgot about
Yeah,
I
lest
blacked
we
that out
forget
entirely.
about that part, let me remind you. And yeah, they were knocked off of the bridge of their ship fighting, space illithids, and it was a whole scene. So we may well see Flux Warp Coil again on Saturday. We just will. I can say that. We will. Flux Warp Coil will be here. It's gonna be real
Nice.
sick. Anyway, I'm really hyped for that. That's going to be fun. Gosh, I hope you guys had fun tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Tell us what if we rolled above 40.
Oh yeah,
God.
30,
yeah,
above
Or
30.
30,
30,
and two of us
sorry,
rolled 27. It was
Yeah,
close.
give me 1 second. Let me get to my page. Okay, where am I here? You ready? Ether Storm. Right. Oops. Right. Ether Cyclone. 1 through 30. You take 1 points of damage. 1d10 points of damage. Roll again in a minute if you're still in the storm. You ready? 31 to 60. You move 1d10 miles in a random direction. You're no longer in the storm and you could see normally. 61 to 80, as above, but 2d20 miles. 80 to 90, you take 3d10 points of damage. 91 to 95 is 3d10 points of damage, and you're shunted into the prime material plane. And if you roll between 96 and 100, you fly through an ethereal curtain into another plane or demiplane determined randomly by rolling on table 5-4. I was like going for it, you guys. I was very much like, this may go fucking totally sideways, but we're rolling on the table. It's like, I don't care. Like a couple of them have
we got there,
sending. Like there's some ways for them to maybe figure this out, but let's see. And you know, we got dragon horses and moon dogs and the village of Bridge, oh my. So there were a couple of like resources to recover from the catastrophe that might
Yeah,
have
but
been.
not if you end up in the like elemental plane of fire.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have actually rolled on table 5-4. I had a list of acceptable planes to shunt you guys into. You know what I mean?
I showed up there and I'd taken 9 necrotic damage and burned a 3rd level spell. Like, that's pretty bad. Turns out it could have been a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been
No
way
joke.
worse.
And it does
Oh,
explicitly say right there, Grace, like not to be a jerk, but it is like
I
weather control,
figured.
spells like control weather, spells like this or that, no effect on the ethereal, you know.
Yeah, it's the ether
Yeah,
plane. I'm
yeah.
fine. That's fine.
This
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I was like
Oh,
really
yeah.
excited
great.
for this. I thought we might get into the ethereal last week, but like in the beginning we were like, let's play D&D in space. I knew I wanted to play with Spelljammer stuff, but Planescape is a really cool campaign setting from back in the day. And to me, like these things were always one and the same. Like having never run a Spelljammer campaign back in the day, Spelljammer has very specific ideas about how to kind of be pirates in space, and this idea of like kind of swashbuckling on the decks of your spaceship, right? And I've incorporated like, you know, let's say like 30% of the stuff that's there and like chucked a lot of it. But one of the things I like is the idea of the crystal spheres and the space between. And so we'll see. More of this will unroll as we go. But I was really excited for like a very specific, like, no, this place is a wreck. And if you want to get to it, you have to go through the ethereal. You know, there's like no real other way to like get down to like this ancient place. So anyway, this was really fun. I'm sorry I aged the
Absolutely.
changelings.
Yeah, this is fun.
You guys like did so much cool stuff on your own. The Hangover was awesome. The like Lux reveal is freaking huge.
The Lux reveal. Yeah, let's not forget.
was huge. Was huge.
I was thinking about it. Like it's been a minute, and yeah, like it just all like kind of lined up. Like we hit like Occam, who like, you know, obviously just like blew up her spot, and then like, oh, you guys met like a bunch of changelings in this place. Well, all right,
Wild.
it's time. It's time.
This was a really, really good episode. I really appreciate it. Like I love our whole.
And it's so fun.
Oh no, go for it.
I was just gonna say, because like Lux has been a changeling from the beginning. That was like one of the first things Taylor and I talked about. Was we were like, what if they're both changelings and they like are childhood friends?
I love it.
Yeah,
The
BFFs.
It's also like, I don't like the changing stuff is so fun in how it fits with a lot of the themes that our like crew has just like naturally talked about, of like be whoever you want to be, whatever. Like I think it's of like this thing of like as like Lux is like, this is who I, it's like, oh, like also if that's like that could like not also be you could be someone total like I think Ray at some point would want to crack it and be like, you know, you could be a turtle, right? You could just be you could be a turtle if you wanted to be.
I do too want that conversation.
You know, like the being a changeling, if it's like a thing that you're not comfortable, like you don't have also have to be like the natural. So I think there's like so much interesting stuff to be a changeling in this crew.
It's great.
Right? Because like Doc isn't like in like I don't want to say natural changeling form all the time, right? It's like you look like your token, right? Or are you like in and out?
Yeah, in my
that's, like,
mind, I've
default
sort of
mode.
adjusted a bit what changelings look like, just because the
Sure.
black eye stuff was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black eye thing is
Yeah.
weird. I don't know. It's really been interesting. We had this like mandate from the beginning of like fun and whimsy, and I think we've like done a good job of that. But I'm always going to bring in
Mandate.
like a certain amount of like, harrowing nightmare shit because it's D&D, and I think we've like had fun amidst the combat and the ridiculousness. But there are all these like incredibly deep themes that have emerged from this group of like, we're channeling a lot of real stuff here that is very like important stuff, and we're doing it in a fun way, which makes it like just awesome, right? It's been a great experience. It's the whole like story of Lux. Like, I dug it because it does fit with everything that we've hit on. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and Lux is so like different than any like other like character that I've played because, and I've probably mentioned this before, but like Lux is my first character as like supportive and like
Yeah.
parents and like grew up in a safe like childhood home, but like they did travel and they did like use their changeling like form to like trade and barter and like get along with other races because of that, and like so she spent a lot of her life not like being a changeling and like being away from Doc, who like completely like, at least in Lux's eyes, like accepts herself for like her changeling and is like, yeah, you don't like it, fuck you, like screw you, I don't care. And yeah, Lux is just like innocent and like kind of but like is starting to realize that like I can be whoever I want.
It's great. I think like I've seen you play a bunch of characters, Taylor, some of which I would say maybe are naive, but Lux doesn't strike me as naive, but optimistic. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Yes.
and there's a really important distinction there that I think is cool. Anyway, this was super fun tonight, you guys. I hate the technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with OBS. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But thank you to everybody who hung out.
Only once. It was fun.
Thank you to everybody who was like hanging out in the chat tonight. That was super cool. It's really like nice always to have people here. It like supports me. It makes a huge difference. Like really, thank you guys. And to everybody else, what do you got going on this week? I'm going to start with you, Troy, down there at the bottom left or bottom right, because I always start with Grace. What's up, Troy? What do you want to talk about?
What's up? I am going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons on a stream on Saturday.
Yes.
And I think you just gave the details
I
about
did.
it. But go ahead and give them again, just because I won't remember them
Yeah,
correctly.
come show up at 2 p.m. this Saturday afternoon right here, twitch.tv/GM Philly. We're going to have our friends from Sabotage. We're going to have some of the folks that we have right here, including Professor Reginald. It's going to be awesome.
What?
And then on Sunday, you got a podcast coming out, too, with a friend of ours.
Yeah, it's true. I got a chance to talk to Rich Tremendous himself. And we are the next episode of the Dungeons and Dragons and Discord podcast that is available only on the patron feed of Post Show Recaps. We talked about a play-by-post adventure that I ran, and we hit on a lot of like really interesting themes around how DMs prep for sessions, how we do responsible inclusion of diverse stories and people, and also like how you adapt to changes on the fly, how much, and that sort of thing. And we got into a little bit of the like deep psychological damage of Rich's character.
Yeah, a little
and
bit. We did. I tried not to like monopolize too much time there, but yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons and Discord podcast, post show recaps, Patreon feed. It's a good time. We've done like a lot of live sessions there. We're gonna start to do some more fireside chats and stuff, and so this was a really fun conversation that'll be up on Sunday.
And finally, if you want to watch a social strategy game in prep of Survivor tomorrow, you can watch Black Widow Brigade, in which, regardless of what may have happened in the game, all of the players still have the ability to influence the outcome. And so it's very fun. Check it out on YouTube. Just search Black Widow Brigade.
Yeah, it's pretty neat for anybody out there who likes like Mafia, Werewolf, any of that kind of stuff. Like, it's worth scoping out. It's a pretty wild exercise. Cool. Awesome. Melissa, how about you?
Podcasting for the patron feed. So patreon.com/postshow recaps for YA. We are covering Hunger Games currently. So we recorded our Mockingjay Part 2 this week, and then next week we'll do our Hunger Games wrap up. And then we're doing Spooky October.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. And I am not a fan of horror at all, so I will be angry at Kevin for making me do it, and I think that will be entertaining. I
That
hope.
definitely will be entertaining. You guys
Yeah.
are already very entertaining with each other, but I'm sure like you getting angry at Kevin will be like really like bring your popcorn. I'm there for that.
Yeah. I've already told him I'm taking no notes. I am watching these movies at 10 o'clock in the morning with all the lights on and like trying to get through it.
Whatever
so, yeah,
it
we'll see how it goes.
takes.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then next Wednesday, I will be on over on Sabotage,
nice.
twitch.tv/Sabotage the DM for the 3rd episode of Arcane Ward at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So check that out. You can see the first 2 episodes on their YouTube channel as well. So that's fun.
Yeah, we love
Ooh.
those guys. They're cool.
I play Clove. She's a very naive Circle of the Land druid from the coast who's in the big city and trying to do good things, even though she's not too confident in herself. It's very fun.
Amazing.
Can't relate to that at all. Jeez. Very cool. That's a fun show. I like what you guys are doing over there. I'm excited for the next episode. And I love those guys. They're very cool. So that will be awesome. Taylor, how about you?
Gosh, I don't have too much going on right now. I'm trying to figure out maybe if there's a different day I should record some Dragon Age, but gosh, I miss it so much. So just keep an eye on like my Twitter feed and stuff at Ronnie422. But yeah, I'm like hoping to. I keep thinking about it because I just miss it so much. But yeah, hopefully back soon with some Dragon
Cool.
Age.
We'll keep an eye out for it. You can catch her here doing a bunch of cool stuff all the time anyway, at least for now, just to tide you over if you need more Taylor in your life. Grace, how about you? You're like podcasting all the time now.
Take a deep breath,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I gotta hold up. We watch LGBTQ media from the past, see if it holds up. We're wrapping up the current season. We're gonna watch we watched the first episode of Survivor. We just haven't had time to podcast, but that podcast should drop soon on post show recaps. So do the movie review podcast monthly with Ariel. It was really fun. We talked with actually Melissa's co-host Kevin Mahadeo about Candyman recently, and we also watched Coda and we watched Free Guy. So that's fun. That should drop monthly. Sometimes if there's if it's a big movie month, we might drop 2 or might drop special one-off podcasts. So that should be fun. I'm also covering James Bond on the Patreon with Jessica Leese, which has been really fun. We just had Zach Brooks and Brendan Fitzpatrick on to talk about The Spy Who Loved Me. I don't know what's winning the poll, but we're going to talk with Lindsay Wilson about a Pierce Brosnan or Daniel Craig movie in a few weeks. That should be fun. Troy's on Black Widow Brigade. I'm on the Silent Podcast Network talking about Black Widow
Hell
Brigade.
yeah.
There should be a new podcast that comes out probably sometime this week. We're recording tomorrow, so that should come out. And then a new project, which I think this is the first I've kind of said it publicly, is Taskmasters, my favorite show. It's coming back for the 12th season every Friday evening, early evening. Haley Strong and I are going to jump on Haley's Twitch and just talk about it for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Love it.
I'm psyched for
so
that.
that
Oh, good.
yeah. So we're going to look it'll be on Twitch. It'll be on our Twitch VOD. I'll plug it on my Twitter, and hopefully we'll get those videos up on YouTube afterwards. But yeah, I'm very excited. Lots of stuff.
Lots of
going
stuff.
on.
There's
in
like
my
a
world.
new show coming out, right? With like the Taskmaster himself and Noel.
Greg
I
Davies,
think-
he does have a new show.
Well, he's the cleaner, right? Greg Davies has a new show where
Yes.
he's like a crime scene cleaner.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
and every episode is like a special one-off, where he's like just talking to someone about the crime that just happened, basically.
Oh,
he's like the
fun.
cleaner.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that whole like archetype has taken up so much space. Go Pulp Fiction. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we got prolific people doing awesome stuff. You should go scope out as much of their stuff as you can. For hanging out here, you're scoping out my stuff Thank you very much, for real. I appreciate it. Everybody's like in the chat. Click the follow button. Kick me those like Twitch Prime subs. They make like a big difference for me month to month. If you can remember, I know like Twitch makes it super hard to have to like update them again every month. But I thank you.
Do you know what? Stick it in your Google Calendar.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, really.
Do what Melissa said.
Yes.
We have a couple of cool things in the works coming up. This week, Saturday, 2 p.m., the crossover Dragonfly episode with Sabotage. We're going to pick back up with some of the like hanging events from tonight. So you'll certainly want to tune into that. And then Sunday this week, we have a special episode of Firelight Tales. No Kings of Neon. We're going to come back to Firelight Tales. We've been missing a couple of weeks. It's been hard to schedule. We're at a crazy climax. Taylor's character, Eerie Vandrin Silverspark, is a dragon slayer now. And we left off with her and her companions, her adopted brothers, in the cave of a Yeti on the side of the mountain as they're making their final approach.
I think we decided that we should just like leave the Yeti.
You did
Like,
decide
it was
that,
like-
but you were still in the cave when we left off. So yes, the Yeti is just like, and I think the last thing that happened was you were like, I think we should leave. And I think the Yeti said, no, stay.
Oh
And,
yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
wait.
that's where we left.
Yeah,
off.
right. Oh man, that's
Not
true.
Yeti. Exactly,
I'm so
Melissa. How do I leave that low-hanging fruit like that? I need you guys to start writing for me on all these shows. Anyway,
That's a Josiah. I can't take credit for that.
Josiah is really
Honor.
good. This weekend, big weekend at DM Philly. We don't do a lot of weekend stuff, but Saturday, Sunday this week are going to be very exciting. So come check it out. And with that, I will say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.